Good afternoon, everyone. So for now, let us continue the training outline for this PM session. For this PM session, we have 1:30 to 3:30. It's animating worksheet and instruction. We have two subtopics. First is the basic animation and pre-recording your instruction by Dr. Dave Marshall, and using PPT to animate worksheets and other content and delivery by Assistant Professor Alfie Q. Arcelo. And for 3:30 to 4, we have showcasing of virtual classroom by Ma'am Betsy May Partosa. And we have last, to close the PM session, we have tools and strategies to increase engagement. We have two subtopics. We have learner to my soul interaction, learner to learner interaction, learner to teacher interaction during a synchronous session by Dr. Dave Marshall. And lastly, we have H5P Part 2 by Jade Montemayor. So I will now turn over the virtual floor to our first resource speaker, the Director for Silliman Online University Learning, Dr. Dave. The virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Sir Fredly. Maayong hapon sa tanan and happy Monday, soulmates. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen and here. So I just fused my topic into one. This is using image and video, some of the tips that applicable, especially for K3. And I think I will not go back how a video can make interaction or how a video can make online teaching, especially the graders, improve interaction and engagement in an online distance learning, especially during asynchronous, no? Like sa giingon kanina ni Ma'am In, they're making sure that all their content are interactive. And if dili kaya na to ang H5P with all those hotspots and all those complexity, pwede tang mo gamit og video nga during asynchronous, still interactive ra gihapon siya, bisan pa og synchronous siya. Okay? So using image and video, some tips. First tip in using image and video. Number one is kindly stretch properly an image. No? Unsa man day nang stretch properly an image, sir? Kana, no, nahimong di na jud siya mabasa, nangatambok na agnaa sa picture kay na shrink ang pinaka edge, ang ang horizontal, ang bira, maunang natambok ang naa sa picture. Another one, bisag unsaon og print, bag-o man untag printer, di jud klaro ang picture kay blur na gyud siya, gamay ang picture, no? Kay gamay daan ang picture and then gi-stretch pa gyud siya, no? So let us stretch properly our image para naapoy class and there is professionalism in our content. Much more murag tambok man naa sa picture, ato silang paniwangon. So ato pud silang i-vertically pataas. Mga nunog, mortal sin ni siya in computer graphics. Di gini siya pwede in computer graphics. So unsaon man di ay pag-enlarge, sir? Ma'am Alfie will be showing it later. After me, Ma'am Alfie will be showing to you. Basically, kung mag-enlarge ta, dili ka nang sa kilid atong i-enlarge, diri ta sa corner. And then kung mo blur na gani siya, parehas aning ako ang picture nga blur na, ayaw na gid na siya gamita, ayaw na pamugos, no? There are many other images nga pwede natong ma-adapt. Kay if mupugos jud ta, maluoy ta inig print, di jud na siya maklaro, no? Ikaduha, compress or resize for easy downloading and uploading. So for example, nagamit ta og image, when we upload it in our MySoul, if you notice, dako kaayo siya, no? You can actually reduce the size of that picture. Reduce the size of that picture for easy downloading. Kay murag mahurot na lang ang usa ka oras, di pa jud maka-download si mama or si papa or the kid. Nganuman kay dako kaayo ang picture, nga ang purpose ra unta sa picture is a thumbnail. Samot na ng thumbnail, no? Nga ang thumbnail unta is basically just to represent a link, not a demonstration of the content, no? So we have to compress or resize for easy downloading and uploading. You may feel nga, di na maguna makita, sir. No, because again, one of the interactivity, dapat ato ang content are user-friendly and at the same time, technology-friendly. Another common na pinaka-simple pod nga tip nato, no, nga buhato nato, let us remove the background. Let's say for example na ata ani nga figure, no, and then gusto ta nga kani siya part of a big or of a many diagram. Ato rang buhaton, pwede na siyang i-snip nato, pwede pud na siyang atong i-picturean or depende scan, and then ato na siyang i-submit to www.remove.bg para makuha ang iyahang background. So ang resulta, pag ana, manindot na siya, wala na siya background. Unsa may importansya ani? Ang importansya ani is if magprint ta klaro, no? Kay unlike aning first diagram, inig print na to ug dili in town colored ang printer ni parent, di jud ni siya maklaro, no? But obviously printer colored na jud na ilahang mga printer. But sayang ang ink, di ba? Dili siya user-friendly, dili siya technology-friendly. So if natay mga image, nag-adapt ta og mga image, let's remove the background. Nganong mag-remove og background? For user-friendliness, for visualization, para klaro ang visualization, and at the same time, para nice sad lantawon ang ato ang mga content material, especially image. Okay? Fourth na ko nga tip, use images or videos legally, no? Usahay din naman nato ni mabantayan, no? But to us in the educational or in the education sector, we are very careful. So use public domain images kanang ilang giingon nga no copyright images. You can obtain public domain. You can go to websites like Wikimedia Commons and Flickr Commons. Libre na gina siya. No need to put the citation kung asa nimo gikuha ang image. That's number one on how to use images or video legally. Use public domain images. Naay daghang mga sample, naay daghang mga free images, actually even GIF pa, free na sila basta ang website is a common, meaning a public domain siya. Dili na kinahanglan magbutang kag link kay libre na jud na siya. Okay? So that's one. Ikaduha, use Creative Commons images. Lantawon nato ng mga attribution. Usually kanang makita na to CC nga diagram. Creative Commons attribution na ay giingon nga you can use this image, you can remix, you can distribute, you can tweak, you can build. Kay careful ta anang naatay mga picture. Say for example, only a part lang ang imong kuhaon. And then gi-snip nimo. Pag snip nimo, imo siyang gi-attach together with other diagram. And then if kato siya nga picture not allowed to be tweaked, not allowed to be snipped, na pwede jutang magka-problema ana. So careful ta in adapting all those images. Pinaka-safe yun actually is attribution. Pwede ka moingon. A part of this image is snipped from or taken from. Ana, klaruhon jud kung kana ban tibuok imuha, tibuok image imuha ba na, no? Kay basun pwede ta mo basin miingon ta sa tuang manual nga the manual is owned or property by Silliman University and then all images are adapted. Unya wala na to gi-acknowledge, no? Or dili original ato ang mga image. Careful ta aning na ay mga watermark. Familiar mo sa mga watermark? Stock photos na sila are photos that creators license out to anyone who is willing to pay their licensing. Kay naman tayo gitawag nga accessory of the crime. Dili ikaw mismo ang nagamit pero kanang paid or per subscription nga image gi-upload into a free and then ikaw pag adto nimo sa free site nakitaan man nimo nga free imo ra pud siyang gi-download but indirectly dili gud ikaw directly ang nanguha ana to the paid website. Pero pwede gihapon kang ma-plagiarize considered as kuan kay imo man na siyang kabalo man ka nga naay watermark unya imo pagihapong gigamit. So careful ta anang naay mga watermark unya. Napakoy na obserbahan diha may watermark hala gitabunan ang watermark. No jud in tao na siya. Kanang mga ingon ana. That's a use stock photo. Second, fourth is the safest really is use your own images. But ako, I am an advocate of open educational resources. We can reuse, remix, tweak, as long as proper attribution lang jud ang pinaka-importante diha. And then it's nice also to have our own image, di ba? Nagisgot og siguro diha mi review nahisgot og MTBL pero ang mga photos kay mga Amerikano, mga Amerikana nawala na ang contextualization, no? So let's use our own images if importante and lahi na pud na ang story when we take picture mananghid pa and so on and so forth, no? So we can use na ang atuang mga smartphone karon is a very valuable and a very good in terms of pixels kanang mga even on Android dili kinahanglan nga mopalit og DSLR camera. Even kami diri sa office wala mi DSLR, among ginagamit lang are all smartphones in all our video production, no? What else? Use social media images only with permission. So say for example, kuha ta sa Twitter or Instagram. Usually kana mga Instagram na ay daghan diha. What else? Unsa pa na mga social media? If kanang document is public, I mean if the owner is public, pwede guna nimong i-cite. Just make sure to attribute to site lang jud. Meaning ato ra jung i-claim nga dili na atua and it belongs to someone else. Okay. So, ang pinaka-importante to adapt images and videos legally, attribution is a must. Mao gyud na siya pinaka hint diha whether dili ta kay wala na tay time ulang taw og CC, Creative Commons. If possible kung daghan na, sir, unsaon man sir nga sa usa ka page namo sir, puro man na dili amua, hinulaman man na namo tanan, then you can have a collective attribution into that, no? Kay especially kung ang mga material especially if ang mga content is not a Creative Commons. But again, if you downloaded those photos, like for example, sir, naaman sa Microsoft, naaman sa PowerPoint na may mga images diha, sir, amo pa jud nang amo pa gyud nang i-attribute, dili na kinahanglan. Pero lahi pud na nga story kung moingon ka ako'y gadraw jud ani, which is imo rang gi-download. Dili na. The point is, if ang content, if ang image or video is not a Creative Commons, then you really have to attribute. But again, the rule of thumb lang is i-cite na sila kung asa na gikan nga mga images and videos. Okay? So, kana lang, simple. I'll not go into those sophisticated ng mga animation because we're just thinking on a low cost way of adapting images and attributing or adapting or using videos, especially from YouTube, no? Ana kung go pa jud ta into the technicalities, when we cite, we should follow a correct format. Kay naaman say mga website nga to cite this kani ang gamita, no? This is how you are going to cite. Okay. Okay, so my next part that I will talk about pre-recording our instruction as part of video, as part of basic tips in video or animations and others. There are many ways actually to capture a lecture or mag pre-record ta. Dili lang always actually nga using the Zoom and then naong rapir mi ato makita or Zoom slides and then gamay ra jud ato ang naong diha, di ba, kay ang giingon teacher's presence should always be around the clock, no? Unya walay makita ang naong ni teacher, gamay ra pud kaayo, all those things. So I will be presenting to you 4 common strategy to capture a lecture. The first one, ang pinaka-common, pre-COVID ni siya. Pre-COVID is a recording of a live session or lecture. So meaning magkuan gyud mismo, meaning during the actual and then naa kay estudyante and then imo siyang gi pre-record. No? So that's how you are going to do. So live, in other words, then videohan, lecture capture ang tawag ana. Just like in this video, assuming video ni siya, actually video gin ni siya, just so happen nga dili man mo play. When you click this, there's a video and they are actually doing the presentation inside my class. Ako ni siyang gigamit now kay naka-record man ko before COVID. Obviously, you cannot do this anymore karon kay wala naman kay face-to-face class. But ako'y mga recordings akong mga class sa una kay murag na predict na nako ba nga ma-reuse ra jud nako ni ako ang mga lecture, akong mga oral presentations na ako'y mga recording ana before, no? And then some of this moy ako ang gi-reuse as part of my lecture video during asynchronous. Another is the talking head video. The talking head video, let me show to you, ha. Let me stop first my sharing para I can demonstrate how it looks like. PPT as the background. I'll log into my room. Then hold on for a while. I'm referring to talking with background on Zoom. And I think this one. Let me check. Okay. Sharing my screen. Blended. Okay. So for example, this one, I'll just switch. Okay. So this one, if you notice, the ring apart, kana, this is actually the use of your PowerPoint as a background in Zoom. Zoom ni akong gigamit ani nga part. There is a portion in Zoom, the so-called advanced, and then you can use your PowerPoint as your virtual background. Ang nakanindot man gud ani niya is naa mismo si teacher, instead nga talking head, instead your head lang makita, just like karon inyong like ingon ana wala ang material, puro ra naong ra. Your other option, maingon ka, pwede kong mag-zoom, sir, pero wala ta ka-discover siguro anang advance. Alfie will be sharing this later on. Kay siguro ang kasagaran na nato, it always look like this. Kanira no, gamay kaayo ang naa sa kilid, and then naa diri ang picture. Mauni ang standard way of sharing. Naay gitawag sa Zoom nga advance na siya sa ikaduha. Kung i-share ang screen and here. So, pag share nimo, pag click nimo sa share button, click advance and then naay PowerPoint as a virtual background. Ang mahitabo is naa sa imuhang luyo ang imuhang presentation. Wala kay virtual background. Currently, akong virtual background, ang siliman man, pwede nga ang i-background ang PowerPoint. Nindot siya and kay mo na siya mo appear. It will look like this. I will share my screen, PowerPoint, advance, and then tips. Oh, naana ko dire, di ba? And then akong ipadakon. Pwede na ko na siyang i-move. Pwedeng diha, no? And then mag-ana ka while ga-demonstrate ka. Okay, kids, mauni siyang mahitabo and so on and so forth, no? So naa diha. Like this is how to make the legally. Alfie will be demonstrating this one later on. Okay, let me stop my sharing so that I can continue. Yes, nice ni kung dili mag green screen. Yes, pwede ka dili mag green screen, gamit lang kag virtual background advanced. Then ino na po dayon nga ay may man mo sir kay naman mo subscription. Honestly, ako personally wala ko subscription. All my recordings are done with a free 40 minutes. Nganong adto ko sa free 40 minutes para makumpel ko nga dili taas ako ang video. Okay? Para dili 1 hour ang ako ang video nga i-share sa ako ang student, ginagmay ra gyud na ang ako ang i-share sa ako ang student. So 40 minutes ra gyud na ako ang gigamit, ang free account ra ako ang gigamit. So you can do that, no? Lecture at the same time, PowerPoint as the background in Zoom. The third one is another option for you kung dili taganahan og Zoom kay dili wala gud taga Zoom, no? Adi gamit ta sa to ang PowerPoint only, no? PowerPoint only is typically a webcam recorder. So later on i-demonstrate pud ni Ma'am Alfie later. PowerPoint ra meaning na kay PowerPoint and then gaistorya ka na kay video then nara sa kilid ang imuhang PowerPoint, no? So that is still talking head video using a PowerPoint. Kay if na ay video ang PowerPoint, save as MP4. Automatic siya ni bahala, ana. Okay? So PPT only or using or talking head we can use kung ganahan tag sophisticated nga na ay muingon ta nga what are the parts of the body, din mo gawas ang picture kay sa imuhang PowerPoint. PowerPoint lahi nga app akong gamiton. Yes, PowerPoint din main ka, that is the head, no? Mulantaw ka. And then ay magawas nito. Alfie will be again demonstrating it later. Alf, ready ha? And then PowerPoint, just use the video recording in PowerPoint. Naara na. Okay, ato lang nang i-make sure nga na-installan sa latest nga free, naaman tayo free. Pwede man tang maka-download sa ato ang Office 365. PowerPoint ra na siya. Kung ipakita, kaya ba jud ng PowerPoint, sir, para sigurado, no? Para sigurado kung tinuod ba jud ng ako ang giistorya nga kaya ra bang PowerPoint nga wala ta mog process og mga video. So let me show to you a sample PowerPoint nga PowerPoint ra jud ang gigamit, and then video na siya. Instructional designing here. Another popular instruction, not this one, kaya combination ni siya here, mangita tagla of a or the introduction part.
Good day, everyone, and
welcome
to another interesting topic.
PowerPoint rin gigamit ani, and then save as
technology-based
MP4.
flexible learning.
I
have
prepared
three
my
learning
PowerPoint.
outcomes in this topic. First is, let us review the theories of learning and the role of educational technology. Second, examine instructional design
There are
methods
many apps,
and
no? Si
guidelines.
Ma'am
And
Gladys,
last but not
daghan
the
kay ni
least,
siya apps
let
nga
us
nahibalan.
familiarize the different tools
Ako,
and
usa ra jud na
platforms
ako,
for
dili actually usa.
online
PowerPoint,
teaching
Zoom, Movie
environment.
Maker, kana
So
ra
with
jud
these
nang ako,
learning outcomes, I
no? Kanang
divided the
para
topics
low
into three.
cost na wala na tay
These
daghang
are,
paliton pa.
first are the
So
theories of
interactive,
learning
no?
and the role of educational technologies, the different methods and guidelines, and another
giving the
topic is
material to
on
them.
tools and platforms. I hope you will enjoy our discussion, and as always, we hope that you will learn something new from this discussion.
Okay. So that's an example of talking head with PowerPoint only. Let me proceed to the third. Oops. So, screen 2. Okay. The next is voice over presentation, no? What is a voice-over presentation? I think very self-explanatory. This is usually a PowerPoint presentation. Pinakasimple PowerPoint presentation supplemented with a voice-over that explains the slides. Sir, lisod jud na kaayo, sir, kay mga demo-demo baya ning amua, sir, no? Demo-demo. So, we can use external camera and smartphones. Smartphone to focus on important illustration. Ako mga ma'am and sir, I teach discrete mathematics. I teach major subject in computer science nga computation. No? So unsay akong buhaton? Pre-recording ra jud gihapon na ako ang presentation, pero dili lang usa ka camera, dili lang ko talking head, na ako'y voice over presentation. Just to give you an example, it's something like this. Let me stop so that I can share the audio. Something like this.
Hi kids, this is how you make a house. You have a roof, a body, and this is now your house.
Okay, that's the behind the scene.
Sige, again na eh.
Oh. And then kani siya mao ni ang naka-point. So unsa day nahitabo ato? Ang nahitabo is
Hi
I have a
kids,
camera. Wala ko ga online, wala ko ga Zoom, but it's just basically a cellphone. Kani siya cellphone na siya, naalang ko'y standy. Akong gibutang ang cellphone diha and then na ako'y papel. Oops. Gipoint na ko ang camera dito. Kaning video sa ubos mauna ang actual. So ako na siyang i-edit-edit, wala dyan ako na siya raw na siya kay para makabalo mo nga pwede din siyang i-edit kay pwede raman nga
sige again then.
kana sige again day. So
Hi kids, this is how you make a house. You have a roof, a body, and this is now your house.
okay? So, pwede gina siya. Si Ma'am In, medyo kung aning ka Ma'am In, screen capture. So, screen capture gani naa dito sa computer and then gamit og app or sa ato ang phone and then i-capture kung sa imuhang gihimo diha, no? So digital modification level na jud ni si Ma'am In kay ang content mismo. Kaning ako is just simply on the redefinition level, meaning na ara gihapon tay manual, we just use the technology to do the recording para ma-focus. Ang importante is ma-focus nato ang content. No, kay dili man pwede nga recording usara jud na siya and then ga-illustrate ta, no? So dapat atong ipakita nakaana ang camera, naatay camera diri and then simple lang mao ni ako ang kuan pwede ra tang mopalit pila naman ni murag tag 300 dara man siguro tag 300 ani and then for sure na atay smartphone dili kinahanglan mo request ta og DSLR, smartphone ra na siya and then mag-record ko and then muna na, ako rin na siyang i-edit later on. Trim. Even PowerPoint can trim that. No? So, pwede rin doon nato na i-trim. Okay? So, Alfie will be sharing again how to trim a long video. Like, kani siya, taas guna siya. Sige ko kasayo. When I do recording, dili jud na perfect in one recording. Let's say for example, pag ana nako nasayop, continue ra na akong recording, dili na siya usob-usob, dili putol-putol. So naalang ko take 2. Ana computation, this is Pythagorean theorem, blah 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 blah. Parang manual kay, di ba, mag-explain ta sa math na sa board, hindi sulat-sulat tag chalk. Ingon na ako ang translation. It's not modification, that's simply redefinition. Ako lang gipangitaan, gisubstitutan lang siya nako ang asynchronous. Instead nga simply talking head. Okay? Sige. That's the one. Again, ang first is lecture capture. I think dili na applicable ang lecture capture kay wala na tayong mga tao. Talking head, pwede na itong gamiton si PowerPoint as background sa Zoom. And then, pwede po na itong gamiton si PowerPoint only. We still have to prepare the PowerPoint. No? And then, voice over presentation. Mao jud na pinaka-importante kanang klaro bitaw, no? Naka-focus ang ato ang material. Ang mga chemistry, you can imagine siguro, no? Giunsa man na sa lab, sir, ingon ana sila nga level, nag-explore sila. I remember prior to the kuan nagpa-explain gid sila unsaon. Naapag yun na sila live ang ilang kuan pero gusto sila nga makita tong test tube, nga gaso-aso tong mga powder and everything. So during their live, duha ka camera ilaha. Ang camera na sa ilahang Zoom, another camera, ilahang cellphone, kay parang usa ka camera naka-point sa naong ni teacher, ang usa ka camera naka-point dito sa experimentation. So nara jud nay paagi at low cost, dili kinahanglan nga super sophisticated ang atuang technology kay naara jud nay way. Okay? That's the third, voice over presentation. Ang ikaupat is a little bit
Hi kids, this is
the interactive lecture. Kaning interactive lecture, a combination of all na ni siya. Includes video, audio, PowerPoint slides, and other features provided by the interactive video player. Mauna ni siyang naatay Movie Maker, pinaka-simple. Nagpa-training taani og Movie Maker pero only very few ang nag-attend kay wala pa jud to nato siya na appreciate. This time hopefully pwede nato nang i-repeat kay powerful kaayo si movie maker. Bisag movie maker na siya, daghan kang mahimo nga mga video. Simple ra na, you don't need to be an IT. And then kaning interactive lecture, pwede ni siya nga from smartphone, naa kay presentation slides, naa kay animation, naa kay images, and then you can record it in Zoom, and then you can edit using your MS Movie Maker. Ngano, pero if kutob ra ka diha, that is basically only a part of pwedeng talking head ra na siya. Ang ngalan sa ikaupat actually is the interactive. So dapat while ga-play da ay ka og video na ay interaction. The interaction, ang ato ang definition ana, is si student mo interact sa video orally and pwedeng na ay i-input. Mauning mo pasok dayon ang H5P. Katong gipakita ni Ma'am In ganina nga naa siya video. And then in that video na ay mga question, that is the interaction part sa imuhang lecture. It means that like ako, sa ako ang klase, actually na ako yung mga major nga para makumpel akong estudyante mo basa, and then I points, naara ko yung mga tag-1 question within my video, my lecture video, kay para kabalujud ko nga mibasa sila. And then I point dito, kay ma-record man na siya dito sa record book. No, using the H5P. Okay. In this next slide, this is actually a product. Ganina pagod ni nako gihimo. And then, ingon ani siya gitsura. Let me stop for a while and let me share with you a sample. Share screen, audio, and this gonna be my sample. It is in the class. Naka-zoom na ni siya. Ako lang i-back para sure jud nga naana sa akong ang klase. So this is interactive content sample. I will play on it. Ako na mao ni ako ang video interactive. If you notice, pareha sa ka Ma'am In ganina, na siya mga circle. Mauna siya ang mga question. Mauni ang interactivity part. So this is a combination. Let me play. What you see, what you get, leave it here, ha? Sige, mag-play na na. Fourth is interactive lecture. This includes video, audio, PowerPoint slides, and other features provided by the interactive video player. This one is actually a combination of all, from the lecture head, Kani siya nga part, basically PowerPoint akong
voiceovers,
gihimo
and
ana.
other forms of pre-recording techniques and videos from smartphone, then prepare it using the PowerPoint presentation with animation and adapting of images and then the video. Then you can record it in Zoom. Then you can use your MS Movie Maker for trimming and editing your videos. So, sample. Muna na siya. And then, ge-edit ko nuhay. And then another one.
Hi kids, this is how you make a house. You have the roof, a body,
So, that's voice recording.
and this is now your house.
Then, dinalian lang dyan na, no? Wala na matarong na tuog putol-putol. Just to illustrate lang. And then, from there, proceed. Ang ako lang i-emphasize diri nga pwede there is a video. So, let's have a break. Let's have a Zumba.
¿Cómo podrás respirar cuando te falte mi piel? Si fuiste tú quien se alejó, pero esta vez no me dolió, güey.
So if you notice, while the
¿Cómo
perform
podrás
ko,
respirar
ay mga question.
cuando te
let's
falte
try.
mi piel?
So a type of recording lecture that is typically a webcam recording. So mo ni giingon ni Ma'am In ganina. Pwede ni siya actually tap sa phone, i-tap ra, pwede pud ni siyang PowerPoint, wala Check. So continue. I can.
Si fuiste tú quien se alejó, pero esta vez no me duele.
That is only a sample, but we can really do Zumba in some other time.
So recording na siya tanan pero gibutangan nako og interaction. Mura siya og lecture video. Okay? So yun nata lang bisan pa og asynchronous unya naka-lecture. So pwede ra gihapon interactive ta sa tuang mga learners. Dili lang puro pabasa sa tuang mga learners. Okay? So that's interactive video. So the point lang atong sayaw-sayaw ko is ay sir di na pwede na to no nga mag-demo ta and then there is a video mag-demo ta pwede jud na kaayo. Ma'am Alfie will be sharing nganong ikon ato ang tawag actually ani nila. Let me go back to the sample. Ang tawag ani nga strategy in making a material, framing ang tawag ana. Meaning this is another frame, this is another frame. Kay usually ang nahitabo siguro sa tuang mga adapted videos no, mga borrowed videos na ata atong gisumpay diretso no. Pwede man unta nga naata sa kilid and then naa diha ang gi-perform and then we can even illustrate what that mean. O let's say for example while nag-Zumba sila, pwede ka mo ingon, especially sa mga PE teacher siguro, oh, that body act is called waving. Okay, that waving thing is blah, blah, blah. So, na-illustrate na to. Naaari gihapon ang ato ang presence. That's recording. Okay. So again, unsay gihimo ato wala ta mi purchase og new subscription of unsa na nga mga video maker wala na ay video maker nagamit lang tag H5P katong akong gihimo ato nag-video ko sa ko ang phone and then gipang sumpay using movie maker and then gibutang nako sa PowerPoint and then gisave as MP4 video na dayon siya nga you can share it. And then from the video MP4, gi-upload wala to nako gibutang sa YouTube kay murag kwanto. So, diretso ra to nako og upload and then create learning activity using it interactive video of the H5P and then I added the question. Okay, unsay gigamit pag-sync sa video katong with Zumba nga gasayaw-sayaw. Ma'am, si Alfie ana mo-Zumba gyud si Alfie tinuod unya iya nang i-demonstrate. So, PowerPoint to siya ma'am, PowerPoint, no? Basta naara kay material. So, imo ra nang kuan. Two frame wala, frame ra kanang imo rang gibutang siya duha ka kuan ingon ana. Instead nga gi-sequential usa ka video next slide imong atubangan next slide. Imo rang gitapad sila and then play and then ga demo gayaw ka. Okay? So that's the one. And then let me continue. And this I think this gonna be my So tips in video recording. Adto na sad ta sa video recording. Unsay mga tips ani no para ma-improve jud nato ang ato ang pag-record sa video recording. Number 1, layout. All videos should be shot in landscape mode. Please avoid shooting in portrait mode as it would not look professional. Kabantay mo anang na ay video nga naay itom sa kilid. Di ba? Naiitom sa kilid o kay nakaingon ana ang camera ana. Pero kung ato siyang landscape, full dayon na siya. The same katong ako ang gipakita nga hello kids, this is how you draw. If nakatindog to siya na ay makita nga itom sa kilid, na defeat ato ang purpose for closer look or visualization of the content. So it called layouting. Kana no dapat naka-portrait ang ato ang pagkuha. Kung nagamit ta og smartphone, obviously. Second, the light and background. So speakers should be well lit during video recordings, and a clean background with minimal distractions is recommended. Virtual background is also advisable. Avoid placing laptops and cameras against the light, especially big and bright windows. External light sources, if available, ring light, lamp light, or room light is highly recommended. Better gyud og landag, no, maayo ang lighting sa ato ang room, kay it will give a professional production of our video. Sir, unsaon man para mawala ng tingog sa amo ang aircon, kay wa jud ni gilimpyuhan ning amo ang aircon sa ba jud kaayo, no? So na po tay way ana. Lahi na po na siya nga training, kay pwede ko na siya i-remove nato ang tawag ana noise reduction. Pwede po nato na walaon. But I guess karon manggod medyo naanad na ta og naay mga noise, no, kanang saba in atong ato ang room, murag na unsay tawag ana, naka musabot na ang ato ang mga learners, and at the same time musabot na ang mga parent nga bisag saba kaayo ang background, no, tungod sa aircon, tungod sa nangagi ng mga salakyan or mga pedicab. That's about the sound. Muna kung giingon, no, audio, find a good spot in our place with minimal sound distraction from the outside. Use and place your microphone at the right position. Kani actually ato ang headset, nindot ni gid ni siya, no, noise reduction, na gini siya noise reduction, dili ni siya kaayo makakuha from outside. Although naay gamay bisan og kanang mga iro, mga salakyan, naani siya noise reduction, compare lang atong mga headset lang, or using the smartphone. Pinaka the best way is actually using your smartphone, i-connect ni siya sa inyong smartphone or another microphone para dili kaayo mukuha og noise, no? But other than that, actually okay na gid nang ato ang existing audio or sound from the classroom. Ayon lang po nang tuwa ka dito sa public market, tuwa ka dito nag-recording, kay lahi na po na siya nga istorya. Okay. But make sure kanang audio man good, this is only for the live. Pwede man good nang atong buhaton is katong akong giingon ganina nga audio recording or voice over lang kung baga ang audio instead nga actual. Angle. Okay? Cameras and laptop, nagit tay mga position and place on a standard size table with an angle view of more than 6 inches below the eyes. Hala, nantawa ng atong mga camera diha, dili ba mula pa sa 6 inches below, no? So dapat either nakagamay-gamay or ingon na di jud tong mura tagahangad, dili po tong mura gaduko nga ang naa na sa screen ni learner ang ilong na nato na point kay gaduko, especially kung laptop ta unya wala tay holders ato ang laptop nga dili nato isaka o gamay gahangad in town, so mura gaingon ana, no? So better gyud siya nga kung wala tay mga laptop holder, butangan na tog libro, no? Butangan na to og libro para masaka-saka siya og gamay, para eye level ra gyud siya. Tanawa sa kung ang kuan eye level gina siya, no? And then kung laptop, kanag yung laptop, and then especially kung dili ergonomically maayo ang table, usually ingon ata mura taga ingon ana, no, or mura po taga hangad, depende sa angle. Generally, you should be 1 meter away from the computer, no, 1 meter away from the computer to get a good angle. Usually mag-ingon ana ra gid na magkuan na gani ta, mag-recording ta, always have a kuan lantawang imuhang, if mao ni imuhang camera ana ra gyud, dapat dili nimo magunitan. That's a good angle. Kung mulapas na gani mahawiran na nimo imuhang camera o paatras na gamay kay para maayo. So that is actually applicable both for live session and recording. So kung mag-recording jud ta, mao gyud to 1 meter to have a good angle. Ngano man, especially kung wala tay audio production equipment, kay if magsalig ra ta sa atuang audio on the actual, unya tuwa ka sa layo, ang dungog ana actually technically noise ra ka. Pati imuhang audio considered as noise, dili siya considered as the content. So mo ng 1 meter kay ang sound and blah blah blah, dili niya i-consider as noise. Okay, that's basic tips in video recording. For sure, kaya ra jud ni siya nato, no? We don't need to have a multimedia people to do all the video recording. Kay pwede ra jud taog kita. Like ako in my class, nagid ko always, hi, welcome, every asynchronous, nagid ko video. And then, para mura ko ga-tour sa Siliman, I don't need to go to Siliman Church. Naro ko'y mga picture-picture dito na akong i-background. Kay para po makakita ang mga estudyante nga, this is kuan, this is Siliman Church, and mura kag tuwa sa Siliman Church, pero wala good ka. Yung katong Zoom nga recording, nga advance, daghan gud to siya pwedeng mabuhat. No? Nga pwede kang magpalayo, and then naa kay mic, and then it looks like nga naa sila sa imuhang background. Okay, this is my slide. Keep it short. Use Movie Maker to trim and cut. Pwede tang mag-training usub ani. How to maximize the use of a low-cost video production tool like a Movie Maker, Microsoft Movie Maker, to trim and to cut. Insert some text, caption, a little bit of animation. Kay ang ato ang intention man is to put some H5P questions. Then, muna akong giingon sa nag-question ganina, framing your screen ang pinaka-importante. Kanang giingon sa uban nga, you and your multimedia. Meaning, ikaw in relation to the content, the image, to the video material, to the text, and so on and so forth. So, framing the screen. And ang third is avoid blurry videos. Naay uban sa YouTube nga sa kadaan na sa kuan maguna mo deteriorate manggod ng pixel sa video, no? Mo deteriorate na siya. For example, wala pa man in taon taka-upgrade sa ato ang phone, 24 megapixels pa in taon ang ato ang phone. So therefore, gamay ra iyahang pixel, and then imo siyang iparan of a 64 megapixels. Blurry na gyud na siya, nagbungkag na imuhang. Ang good thing lang ana dili makita imong mga kuan, mga pore. Pero blurry ra gyud na siya. No na gyud na siya. No, if naatay mga adapted videos nga sa atong lantaw, di na jud klaro ang mga naong sa atong gi-adapt kay karaan na siya nga video, dili na jud nato na siya i-adapt. No, kay paranoid po ang ato ang mga material. So avoid blurry video. Kung go ka into technical, pwede na nimo makitaan pixels ang tawag ana, no? At least we should have a 720 megapixels. Actually di na kinahanglan ninyo lantawon kay pwede ra man gud na ninyo malantaw sa video. Kung hanap na gani ang video, ayaw na gid na siya gamita kay pag save na pud na nimo utro, gibutang nimo sa imong PowerPoint, gi-save as na pud siya nimo as MP4, mo deteriorate na pud og samot ang iyahang pixel. So paglantaw gani nato nga blurry na jud ng videos, ayaw na, no? And then tungod kay gamay man ang video, then ato na pun gi-enlarge misamot og ka blurred. So di na jud maklaro, mura ganaminaw na lang ta, and then mura ba og wala tagasuot og eyeglass nga kabalutang naay galihok-lihok pero wala ta kabalo og unsa ang execution. So avoid blurry videos. Okay, so that's basically my presentation, and Alfie will be demonstrating on the how-to part katutanan nga ako ang gi-present to you, because basically katong ako is the product na, and then Alfie now will be demonstrating to you on how to do it. If you have questions, again, feel free to continue chatting. I received some chats. Alfie, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sir Dave. So, this time we will learn, hopefully, no, we will try to learn everything that Sir Dave has said in the most simple kaning tools that we will be able to use. So, as for me, based on experience, it's PowerPoint and Zoom, no, for me. So, let me just share my screen. Okay. And then, sorry. So just like this also, while I am also setting up, I am also just sharing a portion of my screen, no? So hopefully uh, we can learn also that one later on. So for my part, I know I will be doing or sharing with you the nitty-gritty of things when it comes to doing it, no? Pero just so we will be motivated to do it, especially for the K+3 to grade 3 teachers, no? So our presence in the learning of our students is very important because we would want to gain the trust of the students, and also for them to have the representation of a teacher, kinsa si teacher. So most of the times presentations should have the teacher in them, like for example presence of the teachers in slides and videos. So it's important that even if there are already people in there, or there should be like kita na agyud tay murag portion nga we have to show ourselves to them. And then presence of a teacher in other videos used through audio narration. So most of the times I think Sir Dave was saying earlier that you could actually have a demonstration and then use another video. Pwede na to na siyang i-mute ang video. Kita ang musturya, no? Like for example, mag-storytelling ta. Instead of letting just the kids, or yeah, the pupils see the whole story, no, the whole story nga kanang lain ang nag-narrate sa story, no? We can actually be present in there. We will just mute the video, and then we will be the one to deliver or narrate the story to them. No, pwede na siyang ingon ana, or you could also make use of your slides. And of course, the very important thing here is kanang gistorya nilang ma'am ug ni sir, mahimo ka na nako sa PowerPoint, or kung unsa man ang akong kanang maura magyud PowerPoint ra magyud and Zoom, gamay ra pud akong nahibaw-an sa Zoom. Can I do it? So let us try to see, no, if we can do it. So okay, so let me start with
Hi,
basic shape. So
good morning, everyone.
okay, so before I before I show that video, I made this portion here. I made it using 2 slides only, no? Balik ta didto. Okay. Duha ra siya ka slides, usa ka empty ug usa ka naa tong mga shapes. Okay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Today, we will learn about the basic
Ay la. Ano ni? Let me share this one.
the circle, the triangle, the square, the oval, the diamond, and the rectangle. They are our 6 basic shapes.
Okay, let me stop sharing and I will share my whole screen. O giunsa na ko to siya pagama. Okay, so I have here, katong empty, and then this is the slides 6 and 7, no? So I have this empty slide, and I have this slides with the shapes. So I won't go into detail kung giunsa na ko pag-insert ang mga shapes na po dagway, no? But what I'll do is, imo ra na siyang tinagsaon og butang og animation, no? So I click on that one and then click ang animation, and then I just made use of the bounce animation. So gitagsa-tagsa ra na siya nako og butang og animation. And what I did, if you look at all of the slides, naa siya number. So kabalo na siya siya whenever I click, mugawas ra na siya. So what do I need to do in order for it to be captured nga naa ko? All right. So we click first on the empty slide, okay? And then we go to slideshow. Okay, we click on slideshow, and then we click on record slideshow. Okay. So when we click on record slideshow, we click on record from current slide. So diha ka magsugod. Okay. So in here, supposedly naay mo gawas na akong nawong, but because I am using Zoom, no? So if I will stop Zoom, my face will be there supposedly, no? Naunta ang akong nawong. And then musturya ra, no? So don't forget kay bason lami na kaayo inyong pagstorya, wala gi click ang record diri sa upper left portion. So click on that one, record. And then naapay kuan Q nga 3, 2, 1. So you will say your spiel. Now, for example, I have already said my spiel. Today we are going to learn about the basic shapes. So what I do, okay, so we have the circle, okay, the triangle, the square, the oval, the diamond, and the rectangle. Supposedly, in this portion here, while you are recording, mo appear ang imong nawong, no? While you are recording. So you would have an idea how you look like as well, no? Kay conscious po daw sahay. So once you're done with everything, so I just mentioned to them that these are the 6 basic shapes. Can you name it again? O di ba ningon man to si sir that even if video siya, even if they're not there, you can actually ask questions, give a little morag time in order for them to let's do it again. So mga ingon ana, no, especially for the young kids. Once you're done, you just click on stop, and then you close this one. Okay. So when it's actually in slideshow, makita to siya. So this is what will show in the slideshow na, no? So kato siya ganiha.
Hi, good morning everyone. Today, we will learn about the basic shapes. What are the 6 basic shapes? We have the circle, the triangle, the square, the oval, the diamond, and the rectangle. They are our 6 basic shapes. 3, 2, 1. Nice, 3, 2, 1. So that portion there, that was the one that we have recorded. So ako na lang ni siyang i-delete. Okay. So di ba sayonara? Thumbs up kung maingon nga sayonara. I mean, these are very basic, but we could actually introduce a lot of things using that one, not just the shapes, no? Pwede numbers, anything that you would want to introduce to them. Like for example, the word and then the picture, pwede pud ingon ana, no? So, you could do a lot with that kind of animation, no? Akong animation usa ra gyud ka book just to emphasize kung unsa na siya nga shape. Okay. So, how would
There's a question up on the chat box. How did you move the video from the side to the center of the
Okay.
presentation?
Sige. So, sige, I would go back to this one. Okay. Una ana siya, di ba? Diri man na siya kanang pag when after our katong nag-record ta, when we close that one, ang recording naa diri sa kilid. Okay, naa sa kilid. So what we do, because it's considered an object here, pwede ra yun nato nang i-click ug imong ibutang asa kanimo ganahan ibutang. Okay. Ang ako lang nga matik-matik ato nga portion, or I had to estimate because I was trying to point, no? Katong circle ana gamatik-matik ra gyud ko atong dihang dapita. But what I did is kabalo naman kog asa dapita siya, so I also just demonstrated ako ra pong malantaw sa ako ang screen where my direction or my hand gesture is going up. It's actually pointing to that object. Sometimes mura pa kag you will be adjusting kay ang imuhang makita diri sa imuhang the way if nag left ka mugawas man siya sa pikas, no? So you have the tendency to, pero imo ra siyang ma-adjust eventually, no? And then, so I hope I answered that nga kana siya. Later on, we will also try to change the shape. Pwede po na siya. Dili pwede sige ra ga square. Pwede pong mausob ang shape sa ato ang self nga naa diha sa slides. All right. So next is I will show you how I made it. Okay, so this is actually a video. So this video, I captured my slides, okay? I captured my slides as my background. Actually, I made it in Zoom. So what's a disadvantage if you make it in Zoom is we cannot have animation nga kanang atong ganahan nga mag-bounce, mo appear, mga ana. Wala siya ingon ana. Pero kuan gyud ni siya, it's effort on the part of the teacher. Later on I will also kanang share it to you, no? So okay lang kani, sige ako lang pud siyang stop share, ako ra siyang i-share. All right. Good day, everyone. Today, we will learn about the basic shapes. What are the 6 basic shapes? We have the circle, the triangle, the square, the oval, the diamond, and the rectangle. These are our 6 basic shapes. Can you name them again? Okay, so it's a very short video, but if you'd want them to rename it, then you could actually just like give them time to rename it or rename it with you. Imo rang ibalik ang imong video again with the help of the very basic Windows video editor, no? Kana pud akong gamit kang sir is I think the same, sir. You're using the Windows video editor, no? Trim lang. Pwede po ta mo trim din he, no? So there you go. So how did I do it? So first and foremost, again, no, I had to prepare. I had to prepare my kanisha blank slide, and then what I did is I copied kaning naa na silang tanan. I copied it 6 times after this slide. Okay? And what I did
Wala ka
is
mag-sharing.
sorry. Sorry. Okay. So, balik ta. What I did is I placed my empty slide and then I copied this kanang katong daghan na katong puno na nga and then I just placed it or I just pasted it 6 times. So for example kana siya, ako rang gikuha ang dili nako kinahanglan ana kay siya ray unang mo appear. Okay? So what was done is this one. So ang una nga slide si circle ra, ikaduha si circle na og si so on and so forth, no? So nitulo na siya, ni upat, ni lima og na kompleto na siya. Okay. So I saved my work. Okay. I saved my work. Okay, so I will how will we convert the slides as background in Zoom? No, so hopefully I have captured this well. I will just akong ga kuan gyud ko nga ma-capture siya in Zoom on how you will be able to do it in Zoom. So let me stop sharing this. Okay. So when you are in Zoom, all you have to do is click on share screen here on share screen. And then you have 3 tabs there. You click on advanced and then you double click on PowerPoint as virtual background. If you don't have this one in your Zoom, then you can actually update or install a new Zoom in your computer. So you double click on that one. It will ask for a file. So for that one, I will click on the file. Even though this is a PowerPoint file, when it is open, it will be converted to PDF. So I will click on open. Okay. So it's actually converted to PDF. So what I do is I will go to the slides. Okay. I will go to the slides wherein I would execute or demonstrate to them or show them
the basic shapes. What I do is this becomes my background. If you have noticed it, this has become my background. So I will just drag myself. Okay. So at the middle, okay. So you could just actually drag yourself wherever in the on the screen. Okay, so for me, I will just drag myself and at the middle, and then I can already start with my video. So hi everyone. For today, we will learn about the basic shapes. So what are the 6 basic shapes? We have, so you will just have to click on the slides here. So we have the circle, the triangle, the square, the oval, the diamond, and the rectangle. Those are our basic shapes. Can you name them again? Okay, so that is how it is. So that is how you will do it in Zoom. And then if you're done with that one, then you can actually stop recording, or you can end the meeting in order for the video to be processed. Okay, so you can end meeting for all. All right, so that is how it should be done, no? So you already know because many of the teachers actually
Yung mic ni mo, Al.
sorry, that is how it should be done, no? So before this session, I know that most of the teachers here, most of us in Seoul, were already asked, unsaon ni mo nang background ni mo nang slide, no? So that is actually the trick. Diba sayon lang? Oo, sayon ra, no? If you already have your materials, it's just really a matter of mahimo gihapon ako ni. I cannot do this in kuan. Kalisod ko sa PowerPoint, sulayan ako sa Zoom. So, uh, just have like two platforms nga pwede nimo siyang ma-execute. Ayaw daghana para imong ma-master na. And then kung ma-master na nimo, that's the time nga mura na yatag si Ma'am In nga maayo na kayo ta, no? So everyone, we should start with the basic. So I hope um, maybe by the next lesson, anay mga ingon ani og style, or if you are to prepare your classrooms for next year, na anay mga ingon ani og style. Okay? Sige. So next one is I will show you the presence of a teacher in other videos used through audio narration. Okay. This one is not so elementary kay gadali na smam bitaw. Anyway, just so you would be able to see, okay? Sige, ako sang i-share daan. Our world is a beautiful place to live in, but because we are abusing our earth, we are experiencing climate change. We have flood, greenhouse effect, we have drought, and other disasters due to our negligence of our Mother Earth.
Audio.
I turned off my my audio because I was like laughing at myself here. Anyway, so you could actually make use of this one if you'd want to um, make murag mag storytelling ka with the use of a video, but because you as a teacher should be there, you should be the one to narrate it, not other teachers, not other people from the video. So you could do that. Another one is if you'd want to like um you'd want to demonstrate or show something to them, and then you would want it to be in simple words, no? So dili ka mo gamit atong audio, so you will also be the one to explain it to them. Another one, with this one, you could actually pwede na to siyang pwede na to ni siyang murag point. If you will make use of still images, pwede na, this is the portion nga pwede na to siyang mabutangan og color for highlight ingon ana. So also I will try to demonstrate on how I did this. And then ako ra pong butangan ang video just so you would be able to see nga pwede din mo siyang i-highlight nga katong ingon. I think someone was asking nag-lecture ka or nag-demonstrate ka, how about if mo stop ka and then naa ka i-explain nga lain, pwede na siyang ma-capture ani. So how is it done? So I advise everyone, whenever you do one session for this one, lahi siya nga PowerPoint slide, because saving it will have discrepancy later on kung napuno na siya kaayog ingon ani. So what I do, okay, let me share. This one, so this is like an empty slide. So what I did is, of course, we have to prepare our video. So I click on insert video on my PC. Okay, I click on climate change impacts, and then I insert. Now, this is what Sir Dave was talking about when he said you have to make sure to resize or reshape it in a sense nga dili maguba ang image nimo or your video. So do not ayog ingon ana kay maniwang siya, no, maniwang siya. Dayon dili pud nga kanang ana. So how do you do it properly? So we have here at the sides, na ata kaning sa sides, muni siya ang bida. So what we do is we just click on that one. Diba wala siya naguba. No? So we will just make sure kung ani siya compromise, no, dili siya nga kanang ganahan gid kay nato nga shape, in a sense nga we also are doing this para dili pud maguba ang image, no? So that is how to do it. Kaning sa kilid, no? So pwede ning mga sa kilid. Okay. Then so there, naana siya. Then again, we go back to slideshow. Okay? And then record slideshow, and then current slide. Okay, so again, makita, if I were not using another platform, makita akong nawong diri sa lower right side, or atong nawong sa lower right side. Okay, so you click on record. Okay, so and then we play the video. By the way, before that, no, ma'am, wala lagi sound imong video, giunsa na nimo. Okay, let me just stop that first. Okay, in here, we click on the video, and then we click on playback, and then sa volume diri, we make sure nga naka-mute si video para dili maglayog with our voice or with any music that you'd want to place in there. Okay? So, mao na siya. And then, it's, if it's already muted, that's the time we click on slideshow, record slide, and then here. Okay, so granting. Okay, so we will have 3, 2, 1. I'll play it. So our Mother Earth, so on and so forth, and Ana. I would want to play something in there. So I will just click on the video, and then I would want to emphasize something. So kanisha dere, this portion here, you could actually click and then place whatever it is that you would want to emphasize. Pwede. Ang problema, Ani, is because this is a video, pag play ni mo balik, Ani, naara ni siya. So all you have to do is click on the eraser, kaning eraser dire, imo pa na siya. Don't forget to do this before you move on. So how do you move on with the kaning video? So you press enter. Uy, nibalik siya. Supposedly, mupadayon na siya, no? So, you can still, oh, padayon na siya, ana. There you go. Okay. So there. If you are done explaining, so that's the time you click on pause and then close this recording. Okay. So naana na siya. So you will have also your face in there. Let's go back to this one. Okay. Can you see or makakita ra mo sa akong slides nga? Makita ra?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so in here, you could actually also apply what you have done with your katusya ganiha. So kanisha ako gihimo is I click on format. Let me just move this. And then video shape. I click on video shape ug nangita ko unsa nga shape akong ganahan. Ganahan ba ko cloud? Ganahan ba ko? So you could actually change. So what I did is I changed it. Sige, kani siya mura siya leaf or mo siya drop of water, no? So kana siya. And then what's more, we could actually also click on format again. Video border, kay ganahan ka nga naay murag highlight, pwede po na siya. So you could just click on any color and then I just placed bigger, murag thicker line on that one, no? So that is what
Basan pwede ka nga katong magtapad katong na diri sa left ang imong noun and then sa right ang video.
naapa for later na lang sir
Okay.
katong
Okay.
action song.
Sige,
Okay.
sige.
It's like kuan. Okay. So, just to show you again, no, how it's, but actually what I did also is I placed inserted music, no, music lang. What I did with the music is click on the music and then click on playback. Ako ra siyang gilow para dili pod when I speak kani siya, no, when I speak dili ra pod siya murag matig-agaw, no, matig-agaw eksena when it comes to audio. So kana ra siya. And then what I did with animation is ako ra pod siyang my animation is una man ni siya, no? So in here, pag kanipod si kuan, what I did is I placed it kuana, no? So pareha sila. So if I click on this one and then with previews, I clicked on with previews, so magdungan sila. No, magdungan sila. So what happens, no, is mao to siya, no? What happens if I play this? Our world is a beautiful place to live in. But because we are abusing our earth, we are experiencing climate change. We have flood, greenhouse effect, we have drought, and other disasters, due to our negligence of our Mother Earth. Okay, so inaana ra siya, no? As simple as that one, no? So pila ka elements atong giad ani, no? We have one slide. We just placed the video. We recorded what we had to discuss or to say. If we were storytelling, we will just say it according to what is on the screen, no? And then if you'd want to place pagyod music or on murag music nga background, you could also place music or background here. Okay? So mao na siya. So are there questions before we proceed? From the side to the center of the presentation. Okay, side to the center. Kani siya atong kuan, ma'am. Pwede ra gyud ni siya, no? Ang video pod, pwede ra po ni siya. Amora man po ni, mo ni siya gihapon ganiha, no? What we did actually, everything, all elements within the slide, it can be moved. Pwede na to gyud na siyang ma-move, no? So it's just a matter of creativity kung asa na to siya ibutang. And Sir Dave earlier was saying side by side. So let us have it side by side. If there are no more questions on that one, let's have it side by side. Okay, so supposedly this is an action song. I know we usually introduce ganiha dili to tinuod nga magsumba ko, no? Sir Dave was just actually letting you wake up at 1:30 just so okay. Pero na ako'y action song dire, I tell you, no? So let me share my slide.
Zumba.
Dili ra pud. All right. So here it is. Okay. So in here, no, what I did was I know also that for this video, wala siya action, only lyrics of the song. Pero most of the action songs that we introduce to the kids or we present to our pupils are naanay ga-action, no? Naanay ga-action. Either other children are doing the action song or naapoy mga teachers nga doing the action song. But again, we'd have to go back na kita mismo dapat naata in order for them to musayaw po di ay si ma'am, so ako po musayaw po ko. I mean, these are small things but it matters a lot to our young learners, no, nga musayaw kung mudasi kog sayaw kay nagsayaw po si ma'am ug si sir, no? So this is how you do it, no? So again, wala pa rin siya. I will show it to you so that unsa inyong mastoryaan ni bitaw.
Sayaw na yan.
Yung anak, sir.
There comes a time when we hear you sad and call, when the world
Alfie.
comes together as one.
Dili ni whole song. Dali rin mo man.
There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
There you go. Katura
Yay.
siya.
So,
Zumba,
Was a good
Zumba,
tayo.
dili ko
Zumba.
ka-memorize sa kanta o sa actions, no? For the whole song. But it really matters. It really matters that, the teachers can be seen doing the actions with them, no? So, kung madili siya live session, okay ra good gihapon kay para you, ha? Wala nili nyo naklaro, sige na lang good. Kinsa magunang gaingon. Ay dili ra ko ana niya kay taga Seoul po na siya, no? Sungog ra nang iya ha. Anyway, I will play this one after I'm done demonstrating anyway. Okay. Sige, giunsa na nako. So, similar ra gyud gihapon ato atong gibuhat ganiha. So, okay. So we have like an empty slide, and then we click on insert. This time dili na nato i-mute.
Dili mao imuhang na
Share. Okay. All right. So again, it's an empty slide, and we first insert our song or our supposed action song. Okay. And then kana siya. Insert. By the way, no, I actually tried to make it in Zoom, pero gamay ra gyud kayo ang picture sa Zoom. Or you would actually also want to do it nga ikaw ra jud usa sa Zoom with the music, and then imura siyang pero mas maayo na lang ni kay diretso na, no? Okay. And then you click again on the side to make it smaller. Okay. And then, okay. So, this time, dili ra nato ni siya i-mute. Okay, we need the sound while we are also doing the action. This time, kita ang dili mo tingog, pero we will just do the action with the kids. Pero pwede gyapuntang mo tingog, like give kanang introduction to introduce the song. Pwede gyapon siya. And then, we click on slideshow. We click on record slideshow. And then current slide. Okay? And then, ma-appear na po ang atong nawong dinhi. No? And then while, sige, ari na lang mo diri sa Zoom lantaw nga mo action song ko. Mo action gihapon ko. No? I cannot be seen here again because I'm using my camera for Zoom. So, record. Okay. Sa Zoom ra mo lantaw na ko. Mo action na gyapon ko.
There comes a time when we hear you sad and call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
Okay. So we're done with that song. Ana-ana, pwede po punong mo add. You could actually do ad-libs after. And then stop. And then close it. Okay. So that is what happened. No, okay. So what I did, let me just stop sharing that. All right. So it would look like this. So my katong akong action or my video portion is placed here. So what I do,
is I will just transfer it here and make it bigger. Again, make it bigger the right way, no? Or adjust your video or the right way, dili katong. Oo. So kana na siya. Na side na siya, no? Naana siya sa side and you can actually already play it to your students. Now again, ato-ato ra gyud ni ha kay maikog ta.
There comes a time when we hear you sad and call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
All right. So that is how it should be done. Now, how to save it? No, we have seen some glitches, especially in saving it in kaning PowerPoint, especially because we're dealing with pwede ang teacher mo saying dili. Oh, yeah, you can sing. Kayong kung ako, no, not me. Yes, a teacher can sing along, no? Pwede gihapon kay na may sound, ma'am. So, mas madasig ang mga students. Yes na yes. Oo. Sige, go. Pwedeng pwede, ma'am. With action. Yes, pwede.
Sige daw, kanta daw.
Dili ako. Si ma'am ra. Sige, go. The thing, okay, so how about if whole body, no? Whole body, most of the times, especially now, we have what we call kanang action songs na maglingkod ramo. I think even in early childhood, actually I got it from my early childhood students, no? While we were doing our service learning, they actually did action songs while sitting down. So kaning mga hand gestures lang yun siya, no? So mga hand gestures. It's also good to have the whole body, but just make sure nga the kids could see it clearly. Kay lisod kayo nang mag-action song ka nga layo kaayo, di pud maklaro, so dili pud maka-execute og maayo ang student, no? That's why nowadays, no, in ODL, we prefer to give or present actions that they could follow, and that's like ang half body lang or the hand gestures, no? Kana siya. I hope I answered your question, Ma'am Oriel. Oo. So kana. By the way, saving your work, no, if this can't be done like this, I will also show you later on, or I will just yeah, kung unsaon siya in Zoom. So you click on file and then click on export. Na export, no? And then direct create a video. Click on create a video. Okay? And then click on create video, no? Unsa na siya nga video action. Okay. And then click on save. So that means the file type is an MP4, so it's a video file. You click on save, and kaning sa portion sa ilalom, you will wait until it's done processing. No, ana siya. Now, if there are glitches on that one, what I can advise everyone is just play katong slideshow lang, no, slideshow, and then share it in Zoom. I hope everyone could picture that one nga kanang if you are in Zoom, you will just share screen the one nga naka slideshow and then capture it as a video, no? Para sure jud siya, no? Para sure jud siya nga MP4. You don't need to make You don't need to make another, like for example, hala, dili mao ang nigawa, sunsaon ni nako. You don't need to make another slide or another set of materials. All you have to do is capture it using imong slideshow, ang imong slide kato nga portion, and then share screen in Zoom. Bahalag ikaw rang usa sa Zoom, no? Sige ra ko ana, no? Kami dire, no? Sige ra mi ana nga ga-share screen mig camera, but we are doing this in order for us to be able to have the video captured well. So we click on share screen. Share po, don't forget to share the sound. Kaya mapunay ikaduha no nga dili ma-share ang sound. Lami na kayo ang pag-capture, walay sound. So kinahanglan i-capture nimo ang sound just the way I did it the first katuganing akong gi-show ganiha on how I made katong sa Zoom nga shapes. Kuan mao to siya inatuon siya, no? Ingatuon siya. So that is how you can actually save it well when it comes to capturing the video. So kana siya, maura na siya akong gi-share karong hapon para dili na tayo ma-overwhelm. I know whatever you can make of a video in the way I have demonstrated to you, you could actually make that video as part of the H5P. Nakatong naa si sir nga naay question, no? So we will try to learn that one. I don't know if that will be part of the H5P for the afternoon, but we will have whatever time we can have, or maybe we can insert that one in any of the Wednesday sessions. We have Wednesday sessions, by the way, no? So we could really insert that one para maggamit yun nato ang atoang videos. Okay? So that is all for me for the afternoon. I hope if you have questions, you can dili pa wala pay question karon kay wala pa ga-execute pero mag-execute na ana question. So you could always chat us or just send us an email nga mao ni siya nahitabo, or you could actually for those nga who can already message me in FB, you can actually also do that there. Okay, so thank you for, I hope you would be able to use that one. Very simple, magamit gid nato sa klase. So I hope we can really do that. So thank you, and I hope na we could still have more sessions with very basic video making and animation.
Okay, thank you, Alfie, and for the how-to, but as he mentioned ni Alfie, we can have a separate training actually into this. Nga, ang focus really is on how to animate, no? How to animate our content, and at the same time, our video. There was a question on, sir, can we just use any YouTube video of a lecture and then we will just incorporate it in our H5P? Yes, technically, pwede good kayo. Pero di ba lain kung ang atura pong gikuha nga YouTube lecture sa ato ang silingan nga eskwelahan, di ba lain unya atong gibutangan og H5P, and then joy subscribe and like us our fan page, no? So di murag lain dagway. So better jud to create our own video. Again, as I mentioned, promoter ko og OER, open educational resources. Ang importante lang is we would know, and we know how to select the best content that we can share to our students. Kay although that is your virtual classroom, nakatangag man ang naka-attach man diha ang ngalan sa Silliman University. Unya, bisan pag moingon ta, naka-Google Drive man mi sir, wala man mi sa YouTube, o pwede man gunang i-record ni ma'am og ni sir and then i-share, which maone atong mga nahibalaan kay para ma-share sa uban kay dili man ma-access, no? Kay naa sa Google Drive. So pwede guna siyang buhaton. The point is, ang importante, we will not forget nga content ang pinaka-importante. So whatever it is, whether it is adapted, remix, reuse, or original, ang importante is na ay relevance, no? Paghimo sa video. Ang pinaka-ultimate really goal of why having all this video is, 'di ba, nag-video ta because that is during asynchronous. And then 'di ba, many of the problem, di nami maghimog video sir kay mura man gihapon, nabuntagan mi, nagka-eyebags na mi, wa man gihapoy mo basa, wa man gihapoy mo download, wa man pud gihapoy mo watch mo ang video. Then I think it is high time to ask ourselves, ngano kaha, nganong wala sila mo download sa video, no? So sa giingon ganina, interaction is very important. So bason og no sadto kabantay mo nga ang ato ang kuan is minugbo lang, no, short, because research shows sa una during the training 2 years ago ingon mi 7 to 15 minutes. Karon na anay research nga akong nabasahan 100 seconds, no, or from 100 actually is from 1.3 or one and a half, meaning 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes ang video effective ang usa ka video material, no? So that's it. At this juncture, if wala tay question, we are so lucky to have another colleague of ours from the elementary department who will be showcasing, and they're very generous to share their best practice inside the classroom. Okay, I'll be sharing the screen to Ma'am Betsy May Partosa.
I think that's just my example of using H5P course presentation and other tools that will also help in the way you put or show your pre-recorded video, or even some activities that you'll post in your virtual classroom. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dagang salamat. While we are actually watching and looking at it, listening to you, we're so happy, no? And then natigaw na sad mi diri ng mighala, bali na naman tong daghana. Congratulations, very nice. The emphasis really what I learned from Ma'am Betsy is again your content kay nana man jud tayo ng content, ang ato lang karon mo go back ko sa instructional design preparation. Ma'am Betsy really demonstrated the redefinition stage. They really redefine the entire content para naadiha si technology and naadiha si interactivity. If you notice, katong kang ma'am naato siya sa tanan, katong lecture video, at the same time there is an interactive video. Nag-produce siya own video but coming with the different elements in instructional material, na ay image, na ay MP4, and then GIF, and then there is also collaboration, and then ganina sa ako ang discussion about the different levels of integrity na aral sa gihapon nga demonstration. Congratulations, and it's really really nice, and congratulations to the team, no? So I guess kung ingon ana ang ato ang virtual classroom, for sure in the lower, especially the lower graders, I think they will be excited, especially your boomerang, no? And then mga ingonana, wala ko ingonana hinuon, no, nga magana ko sa mga college, wala ako, pero naara ko yung mga and then naarapod ko yung mga ginagmay nga mga pakwela. But I think you need to go down into that kind of prepare just to make sure that our content in the technology is relatable, and that is basically making sure that our virtual classroom is organized, like sa giingon ni Ma'am Eunice, nga once organized man good, once dili cluttered ang classroom, it really adds interactivity, and it really adds kana bang ganahan mobalik ang estudyante o sulod kay makakita na po siya another surprises in between. Kay if video ra man gud siya, video na po, istorya na po si ma'am, no? Especially kung usahay busy na kaayo ta, and then dali na dayon ta og himo og Zoom o nya lecture video ra gyud siya or talking head ra siya per me. Butangan lang nato gamay og interactivity. So paborito ang H5P because it's really organized. It's really organized. And then interaction. Dili ta mag-uol because everything is recorded. Naa na siya sa logs. And after all, the students cannot move on taking the parisan gyud na dapat si H5P og mga restrictions, parisan na to na slag mga unana kay para makumpel ang bata to move on. Remember, ang mga estudyante karon is once makakita na silang mga list of requirements and then naay mga restrictions, ilago na silang i-perform. And I think that's a very good presentation from our two presenters. I saw one name here, volunteered name, si Ma'am Feby, siguro sa sunod, no? Sa sunod natong activity si Ma'am Feby na pud ang atuang. I'm so happy actually, no, kami tanan dire happy mi nga nakakita na gid mig actual demonstration from our mga best practices in our virtual classroom. Congratulations, Ma'am Betsy. We're really well appreciated and we're really happy. Okay. So, ang katutanan, katong gi-present ni Ma'am Betsy, basically engagement. Ang intention, nganong gusto man si Ma'am Betsy nga interactive, no? Nganong nag-H5P si Ma'am In, nganong nag-H5P man gid sila because they want their students to interact. And that is basically called engagement. No? Kay gusto ta mo engage sila. O ngano man di ay sir og video ra dili di ay ma-engage. No? So atong i-review, there are many attacks and there are many opportunity that we can get the engagement aspect in the online distance learning. Just like in the face-to-face. Para ma-engage si mga bata, pwede na tong sipatan. Ma-engage gina sila, hunong guna sila dula. Kay imo man gisipatan. No? So hulga style bitaw. Joke lang na ha. Kay this part, na-engage sila nimo because of your action. And how to translate that into an online distance learning. Let me share my slides and I think in 1 hour and 20 minutes, we hope to finish this. And very quickly, just to highlight and give emphasis on the different modalities or the different opportunity that we can increase engagement among our learners. I'm sharing my slides now. Learner engagement. Okay. So when we talk about engagement in an online distance learning, actually na ay pito kabuok nga engagement designs, no? Na ay pito kabuok, and all of this na demonstrate or na illustrate ni actually sa nag-showcase nato from Ma'am Alcantara to Ma'am Partosa, and what we also demonstrated, no, in terms of the engagement, interactivity, and the different online learning modalities. So the first one is the so-called the design. So balik na sa design, the design and development of the productive learning experiences so that each learner is able to make most of the learning opportunities they afford. Balik na sa design, si design din ang number 1 in an online distance learning. No? Siguro wala pa kayo nato ni magtagai og emphasis because during the transition, ang atong objective is mapahiluna ra ta, maka-deliver sa ta online. Mao nang wala pa na nato na tagaig pagtagad in terms of designing our virtual classroom. So if you notice, organize ang klase, ang virtual classroom nila ni Ma'am Betsy, it is because for sure they plan it out before they sit down, click create learning activity, H5P, interactive video. Nagplano sana sila una before how they did it, or trial, no? Trial and error method for sure. And I learned nga mga beamers ni silang Ma'am Gladys ug sila Ma'am Betsy. Sila tong mga pinakauna nga nag-try sa beam. So siguro they learned also from that experience. They made kayo maot and then later on they improve. The other is the learner to content engagement. Maubito ni atong mga problema nga ay undang na lang mig recording sir, sige na lang mi og live. Ngano man, useless man ang asynchronous, di man gihapon sila mubasa. It is because we forgot to make sure that the students will be engaged on our content or to our instructional materials. Kay bason og again, substitution ra ang nahitabo. And then research shows kung substitution ra ang nahitabo, nagi problema mo occur. Because if ang imuhang notes is tag 30 minutes, unya walay interaction, dili na siya usual in an online distance learning. So therefore, magka-problema gyud, no? So content ang pinaka-importante. Dili lang unta pwede puro PDF atong i-share, puro notes atong i-share. There should be interaction. Like pareha sa ilahang Ma'am Betsy nga nagamit sila instead nga PowerPoint ra ang gi-share, dili nagamit og interactive slides, nag-storytelling pero naay interaction mahitabo in the content. And katong ilahang gihimo asynchronous to, dili to kinahanglan live. Meaning the students will still be enjoying the class bisan og dili sila mag-live kay they feel nga naka-interact sila sa content. Ang third is teacher-to-teacher engagement. So, dali man ni siya na itong ma-illustrate. Sayon sir, Zoom ra na or big blue button lang na siya. Teacher-to-teacher engagement na. But, question, during live, engage ba gyud ang students nato, no, to the teacher. So, this is about having a relationship to the mode and method of our engagement and interaction with teachers or the tutor. So synchronous ngano man nga maglisod ta og win sa attention sa ato ang learners, especially 40 classes, no, or 40 students in a class. Daghan na gyud na siya in a live session. Pero naapoy mga strategy, mga manual nga way to strategize para naaray learner to teacher engagement during synchronous, much more during the asynchronous learning. Later, I will introduce to you another modality, no? Or I'd mention actually the bichronos. Maybe mauna ang ato ang kinahanglang i-improve. And then, ang pinaka-upat, na-illustrate po ni ganina ni Ma'am Betsy ug ni Ma'am In, learner-to-learner engagement. We should provide also a way for our students, to our learners, to learn to each other. No, kay basun og very linear lang kaayo, teacher to student, ingon ana lang, nawala na ang socialization for the student to interact with their classmates also. Learner engagement with the learning environment. Mauna ni siya LMS nga dapat during asynchronous musulod gyud si estudyante and mo interact mismo didto sa MySol using our H5P, using our restriction, using our PLD, no? So di pa man kabalo mo type, no, ang lower graders o katulang mga top na ay mga top for sure kabalo na mang top ng mga lower graders, no? So this is the engagement to the technology, to the platform itself. Learner engagement with the assessment. So, na-demonstrate nila ni Ma'am Betsy ug ni Ma'am In nga especially the formative katurang mga review, mga inana, no? So, within the content, naay mga formative assessment. Di jud sila kapadayon sa presentation or dili mo padayon ag video not until makakuha sila sa correct answer. That is learner engagement with assessment activities. Then, learner engagement with feedback, which I will explain later. Ang last is learner engagement with the institution. Mauna na yung mga clubs, no? Salute to those club officers nga very interactive pod ag mga virtual classroom for the clubs, the organization. Because that will really help. That's part of the engagement. That's part in the engagement process. Now let me share some of the example. Although actual na ako ni sa kong klase in the college, but baso makakuha tag idea ani, no? Balik-balik raman ni, neat and organized, do not overload with links, and then micro-learning, maura ni siya, binugbuon na gid nato, and then gamify using the H5P, and then personalized learning designer. And then make sure to have a Bicronus activity. Example aning Bicronus activity is kadtong interactive lecture nila ni Ma'am Betsy nga bisan asynchronous time but still students will interact live, no? So Bicronus activity na nato siya. Okay, what else? Estimate screen time. Ako na po nang i-mention ganina. Make sure not to overload our students para dili daghan kaayong text ilang makita, dili taas kaayo ang video. Always manage your screen time. Simulate all activities. I'm not sure if you are doing this. Make sure to simulate your virtual classroom before making it visible. Student, you try switching your role to student and try to look at it, how it look like at the viewpoint of the student. Manage screen time. You can have group tasks who will do the synchronous and who will do the asynchronous, that learner to content engagement. Something like this during async, perform and submit. Those are my example. Pre-record your lecture but with text-based equivalent format. What does it mean? Providing multiple format is also advisable in a learner to content engagement. It means that if naatay lecture material video or if naatay voice recording, napud unta tay dapat text-based, no? Like si Ma'am Gina can relate this. Ingon si Ma'am Gina, sir, nindutong sa Harvard kay ngano to na ay video, if di mi ganahan maminaw sa video, na ay text, if di mi ganahan sa text, pwede ra pud mig audio. Multiple format but the same content. That is really advisable to ensure learner to content engagement. Of course, give away from keyboard activities. Para naapay time nga mo dilat-dilat ang mga estudyante sa ilang mata not using the computer, no? Spare time for page loading and browsing. Pinaka simple na nata sa stage karon nga maka nanatay patience kung mo loading di na kaayo ta sabaan. Sa una muhang ra gani gamay tarantar na dayon tanon, mga hadlok na dayon ta karon medyo resilient na tang gamay kung mo down na gani ang internet naan sa tong niya mobalik na ni sa una matarantar na dayon og nangaunsa na. What else? Incorporate, that's managing screen time, providing enough time. Kung magamit mong tag H5P, the students can just, manage and control their pacing. Unlike with real time or synchronous quiz nga straight 1 hour dapat ikuan gina nila. But if you are using the H5P, their speed will vary according to their interaction, no? So incorporate 20-20 ruling in your classroom activities. 20 minutes, look away at least 20 feet or 20 seconds. But I think for lower graders, dili man mo taas og synchronous time. Learner to teacher engagements, of the example to this, talk to our students. Ako ni siyang gi-explain ganina on the interactivity, mga welcome, providing very clear instruction on what to do to our content, what to do with our assessment, dili nang murag gatigmo-tigmo nga mao dagway ni sakto dagway ni akong gihimo, wala may instruction pero murag mao, no? Kanang mga ingonana. That's learner to teacher engagement. Interact with them asynchronously, not necessarily live, but using your PLD, katong mga PLD nilang Ma'am In, mga messages, all those stuff, importante to siya. Give clear and easy to find instructions, send periodic announcement and bulletin. You don't need to do this every week or individually. All you have to do is, again, just put them all into your PLD. What else? Provide a forum, learner to learner. This is the time where providing a space for the pupil to interact also with the others, no? And then provide a forum during asynchronous activity. Kani manggong forum always associated ni kung text, no? Kay maingon man dayon nga lower graders or di pa maguni ka type. So actually pwede man, no? Pwede na siyang photos, pwede mga artwork i-share, output sa uban, ma-share po dito sa ubang classmates para learning, collaboration, and then maka-interact sila. No, nice, very good. Ano mga ingunana. Para na ay socialization from the other student. That is really true. Ma'am Gladys said the group chat in Seoul, again, ang pinaka-importante is you have to monitor. Okay? Take note, monitor dapat. After all, they are parental guidance. Mo ni akong giingon ba nga whether you like it or not, nanggi-chat na sila outside. No, nanggi-chat, mag-chat na sila outside. So why not make it legal na lang inside your class? Just monitor them rather than ikaw mismo libakon. No, kay tuan ang gamit ra sila og Facebook. So diya na lang sa sulod niya. Dito ra ka maglantaw nila. Set rules. Yes, that's correct. You have to set rules like no abbreviation. Simple nga mga inana, no? No abbreviation. Dapat English, dapat correct sentence. Dialogue is also very nice. Yes, dialogue is another feature, another resource. This is the one. What else? Provide and allow student to chat. O, mao na giingon ni Ma'am In. To chat with each other asynchronously, recorded, or synchronously. But make sure nga, moderated, set rules, and then there is also email because when we say chatting, pwede man siyang asynchronous. Asynchronous means naiistorya si estudyante, tubagon later if matubag, and then if ma-open na, mabasa na using the email mismo inside our My Soul. Another one for the learner-learner engagement, dili siguro ni applicable for parental guidance ng mga learners, but usually kung ako ang mga sa college level mag-set ko og class, I will allow them to get inside my room even if wala ko, no? And then para they can talk to each other while wala ko, no? Chika-chika lang. That's learner to learner engagement. You can also do, I heard from Big Blue Button, ano daw breakout sa Big Blue Button, and let them interact. But set rules lang. Ako'y nakitaan from other schools. Ang moderator kay ang ang moderator kay ang parent, no, gipa-moderate pero nag-schedule lang sila. So the moderator is not really, it is really more of policing, monitoring, but not on kuan. Ang intention lang of giving breakout is more chika-chika time with classmates. Hi, hello, how are you? No? Kana mga ingunana. Kay maunay nakaligtaan siguro nato, especially we are kuan lang very focused on how to deliver our content. For big classes, apply rotational model. So naasay mga model ang ODL, no, when we do synchronous session, like day 1 kanira nga group 3 students lang or 2 students lang, day 2 another group 2 students 3 students, and day 3 and so on and so forth. Na ay very specific detail ani nga model. Ang tawag nato ani is rotational model. I-rotate sila pero dapat na ay himuong activity ang uban nga dili part sa imuhang klase during that live session. Ang intention really is just to make sure that there is learner to learner engagement among the pupil or inside the class. Learner engagement with the learning environment, this is the one to the My Soul, no? The student should interact. I remember ingon ko, sayang ang ato ang My Soul kung I think we need to elevate, no? Kung dili na to kaya ang ala Ma'am In and ala Ma'am Betsy and the team, Kay redefinition stage naman sila. Bason diri ta dapit sa augmentation, no? Or sa transformation nga part nga kay namatay LMS. So kung naatay LMS, dapat mo interact na sila dito of our my soul. So have a so H5P again, balik-balik si H5P. Wala kayo ni ma-maximize in the lower graders kanang phone because there are some features nga dili applicable using the mobile app. Providing FAQ tutorial how to do it. You can actually, this is only my example, but like in my class, like for example, kanang magpa-submita og assignment siguro no to our students, and then how to compress different files in one file. Ala, no? So naabatay instruction on how to do it. So gayahanay ra og naa naman guna sa Google, sir, naa naman na sa YouTube. But it's nice also to provide a way for our lower graders, to our parents, on how to do a certain process. No? Orient and remind them to track their progress. Pero mao ni giingon ni Ma'am Iniin ganina nga, if you don't enable your activity completion, di ka ka-track. And then if you don't enable also your grade book, dili pud ka ka-track. So dapat ma-set up yun to siya nimo. Kay kato akong gi-example ganina nga, what if out of 10, tulo pa lang iyahang na-perform nga activity, hala, sige, padali nag-email. No? Para at the end of the sem, dili ka i-accuse nga wala pong ka mo remind teacher. But you don't need to do that individually. All you have to do is really use your PLD and restriction. Like if submission is 3 out of 10, then that is the time nga sige kag padala og reminder or notification. Then much more of the assessment activity, instead of the usual quiz lang, we have to do all the progression, no? Importante ni siya. I hope naka-imagine na taaning how important a completion is so that the students, the learners can really track their activities, either resources or assessment. Short but frequent assessment, maunang gamit si H5P kay pwede one question, especially for formative assessment. Give performance-based activities with less screen time. Those are my example. This is the one I'd mentioned, manage restriction. And 6 is feedback. Unsa may mga feedback? Give ratings or scores in a periodic manner. No, dili kay at the end of the sem unya ra ta mo hatag og feedback. Or wala joy feedback. Wala joy feedback. Si Ma'am In mentioned about badges. Okay? Badges is part of feedback engagement. Kay kanang mga estudyante, mura nag-stars, di ba? Nahilig ta atong stars, tatakan og stars, or they can literally get mga 5 stars, 3 stars, yung na. Similar na siya sa feedback sa My Soul. My Soul can do that. The more badges they have, meaning the more completion that they have or that they got, no? So give ratings, scores in periodic manner, set up your grade book, respond to inquiries the soonest you can, check student log, quiz, remind the students about their performance. Again, balik na sad, apply personalized learning design. Katong badges, nindot yun na siya. Even you can do that in your class, no? Kanang class-based, pwede po na nimong buhaton. Clubs, I think ang ilang kang Ma'am In sa club to nila gi-apply ang badge, meaning badge. Like if mahuman na sila, clubs and math classes at sa math, no? Na apply ang getting or downloading the badge because it's really part of the reward, which is the feedbacking. A simple thing, this is an example of my class about like if mubasa sila na ako'y message, thank you for listening the video. Simple lang. Para lang makabalo sila nga nag-monitor di ay nga mibasa sila. That's feedbacking, no? But I don't do that really personally. Just use the power of the PLD. Praise, give stars and smileys. Naamantay katong mga interactive, mga emoticons, for sure, mahappy sila. O pareha sa gi-illustrate, gi-showcase ni Ma'am Betsy, ingon siya, the audio can actually augment also interaction. Yes, king na ay, check, or wrong, di ba? It really adds in terms of the feedbacking. It will stimulate the learners to really work with the content, the delivery, and the material. Of course, establish online referral system. This is not only intended per teacher, but I think you have this in the department. Kaning engagement with the institution, you have this. Ang example ninyo ani, atong example ani is kana inyong club. What I'm trying to say is, we can still maintain our clubs like what Ma'am Gladys mentioned, mga clubs, mga organization, our SG, pwede ra gud gihapon na, no? Kay kinahanglan na siya nga form of engagement. Meaning dili lost si student nga puro na lang ang VC niya, ang virtual classroom niya, puro na lang academic iyang makit-an, walay dula-dula gamay, walay socialization. So naapod tay dapat learner engagement with the institution. So this is the one I'd mention. Okay, now just very quickly lang, the remaining 30 minutes will be given to Jade. Some of the tips during synchronous teaching activity. Publish or announce the schedule of the live session. Mention the platform to be used. If sige tag-change o platform, no? I think sa elementary department or lower grade, kakuan naman mo, no? Naka-schedule yun every Monday, every Tuesday, and so on. So that's fine. Give assignments and readings before the session ahead of time. Kay flip learning man kahata. Dili nang pag-live, maupay pag-share sa notes. So, dili ka participate kay maupay pagbasa sa notes, no? Third is short but frequent session, pinaka-importante. Pwede og tag 15 minutes, 30 minutes, but perme, no? Prepare an outline and screen share, discuss the students, have a structure of the discussion. So, have the do's and don'ts. It's a listen time, do not lecture. Design the session for knowledge deepening, consultation, sharing, and the Q&A. Because the lecture time, interactive na lang na, i-asynchronous na siya. Gamify, using all our interactive tools sa H5P. And then call the attention of the students, tell them to respond orally by chat. Then be compassionate, especially to those who will get disconnected. So don't forget to record and then post immediately. Ako sa ako ang classroom policy, I have deadlines, I have due date when the students can access the recording. So na ako'y mga ingunana para dili magsalig kay usahay magsalig ng mga estudyante nga di lang ta mo attend sa live anyway, recorded bitaw. No? So give collaborative activities during breakout. Assign students in group to serve as technical moderators. It may not be applicable lower years, but katong mga kuan, pwede ta moingon og, o sige, ikaw say leader karon, make sure to moderate. Yung nana ang klase sa college, but maybe it's not applicable in the lower grade. For asynchronous, you can set the groupings. The groupings na sa ato ang MySol automated, I mean, you can assign it randomly. Provide a forum to interact. Mo ni akong gingon, not necessarily text lang, pwedeng mga audio, pwedeng mga video. Provide assignments or performance tasks with less screen time, drawing, greetings card, pero collaborative siya. And then, what else? Making wikis, nakatry na, maybe mga higher grader applicable ni siya, but for lower grader, dili ni siya applicable. I tried this in my class. Having a wiki, students can input until they come up with a very good description, no? Glossary. Peer assessment, of course, you have your rubrics and then you can assign peer. You can do that. My soul can do that also. Do the rubrics, but you have to assign the groupings. Have an interactive lecture with learning journeys per group. So, per group, meaning kung ikaw group 1, mao ni inyong i-perform. Kung ikaw group 2, mao ni inyong i-perform. Learning journey according to their performance. Let them feel that you are guiding the group. Send unique notification, reminders, and announcement. No? By group. I normally did this kung naay mga group activities kay para kabalo sila nga wala nato sila pasagday. Monitor logs, I often look at my logs of my students. What jud ni siya misulod? Ngano man ni siyang submission date ra gud ni siya mosulod? Ngano gud ni siya, no? So, atong lantawon. For Bicronos, I think ako na ning na-mention this morning. Decide on the percentage distribution, provide platform, online forum, oral presentation, group activity, and then conduct rotational video session. This is just an example. I did this in my class. Akong gi-illustrate sa ako ang classing. Group 1, na may reading assignment, mag-synchronous ta. And then group 2, sync reading assignment, no, and so on and so forth. So, just para masabtan nila ang ako ang flow in terms of rotational because I apply the rotational live session kay dili kaya ang 32 students and then akong intention is mo interact to each other sila. So nag-rotational ko. Okay? That's learner engagement. In other words, we just have to find ways the students will be engaged. And then kung dili sila engaged sa content, o sige, diri lang sa teacher to student engagement. If dili jud kaya, teacher to my soul engagement. If dili pa jud kaya, teacher to assessment engagement. I mean, learner to assessment engagement. Learner to feedback engagement. Ang importante is we can increase student engagement. Okay, so that's basically the talking part, and si Ma'am Betsy daghan siya gipang demonstrate nga H5P this time, or showcase the use of H5P this time. Jade will be back, and he will be sharing to us another H5P nga pwede ninyong gamiton, no? The basic part, just to make sure to increase interaction, learner to the platform, learner to learner, and learner to teacher interaction during synchronous session, or in general to increase engagement. Jade?
Thank you, Sir Dave. Good afternoon, teacher. Murag ba na taan ni sa gipang present ni. Di bitaw, just to just to be clear, the presentation that I will be having today, these are just basic H5P interactive content. So there are tons of H5P interactive contents that you can include in your course, but the ones that we will be presenting today, these are just basic, just to start using the H5P. So the one that was shown earlier by Ma'am Alcantara, by Ma'am Partosa, those are like the next level H5P contents, right? So the ones that we will be showing today, these are just basic, just for those who haven't used H5P yet, will be enticed to use H5P, right? So let me share my screen. Okay. So before we proceed with the H5P activity that I will be showing today, is just these are again, these are just basic H5P contents. Image sequencing and image pairing. But before we go with those how-tos in terms of image pairing and image sequencing, let me just show you the website for H5P. As you can see, you can access the website via h5p.org, and if you go to examples and downloads, you can actually explore the different kinds of interactive contents in H5P. There are tons. I mean, there are a lot of H5P contents that you can use here, and everything, all the contents from these examples and downloads, you can actually reuse, edit, and use them in your course. So, like for example, let's have, for example, this one, the drag and drop. So this was the example that was shown this morning, right? So just in case you want to use, there's like a part of your course that more or less looks like this, then you want to reuse this particular content in your course. What you can do is that you can actually download, it's like a template, right? So you can download this particular H5P interactive content, and then you can incorporate it, or you can include it in your course. So how do you do that? From the H5P website, if you notice in the lower left portion of the actual interactive content, you have options like reuse or embed. So if you want to reuse this, you just have to click the reuse option here. And then it says, do you want to download the file as an H5P file? Okay, you just have to click this one. And it will basically download the file as an H5P file. Now, if you decide to use this particular H5P content and then edit it based on the content of your class or course, you can do that just by, take for an instance, this is your course. If you might wonder, like for Ma'am Alcantara and Ma'am Partosa, I think they have been using the H5P, katong the black one, this one, because there are two types of H5P in our course, right? In Seoul, you have the old interactive content H5P with a black background, and then the blue one. So this is the explanation why I have been using the blue one, the one in the wherein you will go to the content bank. So as per announced by the OpenLMS, our third-party Moodle provider, um, the support for the H5P, the black one, the interactive content, that will be, I guess, until this year na lang. So probably that will not be supported, or that will not be updated anymore by the following years. So what will happen is that eventually the interactive content, the original H5P interactive content, the one wherein you can just go ahead and click and then make immediately the H5P, that will not be supported anymore. So eventually by the next update, maybe within Moodle 4, that will not be included na. So that's why we are transitioning from the old H5P, which is the black, the black one, to the blue one, which is the new H5P. And the new H5P, in terms of connection to the gradebook, it is more connected now because it's built in within the system, right? So that's the difference. Yes, you can still use the H5P, the old one, the interactive content one with the black background. But I would suggest to use and explore the blue one because, again, as what I've said, eventually, probably within next year, or when we are going to upgrade to Moodle 4 by this coming December, the support for H5P interactive content, that the old one will not be supported anymore. So any question for that? Sige, wala ra. So where are we now? So again, if you are going to reuse contents from the H5P website and you want to reuse it in your class, what you can do is you can just go to your course, and then from here, go to settings, and then go to content bank. Before, there's no content bank, by the way. I think that was year 2019 when we subscribed to our OpenLMS. It doesn't have an content bank yet. So content bank was just created, I think that was last year. So late last year. So muna siyang nanay content bank. It's because of the transition from the old H5P to the new H5P. So content bank, this is where you can see all the H5P interactive contents of your course. Let's just say you want to use that particular example from the H5P website and then edit it based on the content of your course and then display it on your class. So you can just upload it from here, upload, and then save changes. Okay. And from there, it will eventually open the file and you can edit na the file. Okay, so like for example, if you're done editing the file and this is the content now that will be presented to your class, you can just save it, close, sorry, and then you can download na. Let's just say na-edit na nimo siya based on sa requirements sa imong class, then you can download this one. So again, to display H5P, you have two options. The one that was shown ni Ma'am Partosa and Ma'am Inin ganina, they embed the H5P within the actual tiny text or tiny MCI text format, like the labels and any other um, area in our MySol platform where we can actually incorporate the H5P. So just to let me show you how to do that. So like for example, if you will be using a label, and then you can just go ahead and embed the H5P by using the H5P button. So one of the cons in using this particular function is that if you have multiple H5P contents now, take note that in terms of loading, when you go inside our course, and if you have multiple H5P contents in this particular section and you open that section, it will basically load everything first before you can access all the contents. So it might take some toll, dili po siguro ina nakadako, no, but sometimes the loading will be affected, especially if dili ina nakastable ang internet connections. Like for example, you have 10 H5P interactive contents embedded in the course page. That would affect in terms of how the system loads the data to your PC. Pero dili siguro inana nato ka mapansin, especially if kusog ra ang connection. But for those, maybe for those students who are struggling with the internet connection, probably it would affect ang dugay siya mo load kay yeah, H5P contains images, contains videos, and these kind of files takes time to load, especially if nagdata lang or they're struggling with their internet connection. But then again, there's no issue in terms of embedding the H5P file directly in the in this particular resources like labels and any other text or any other areas of MySol wherein you can actually go ahead and use the H5P button here in the label. So you can just click this one and then you can just browse the file, upload file, choose file, and then, for example, that one. So instead of clicking the file, then you can just go ahead and insert this. And the H5P activity will then be displayed in the course page now. So instead of ang mahitabo magod, if we will not embed, they have to click first. So when the course loads, wala pa na i-load ang system. So paspas na siyang load, nakita rin mo nga, okay, there are interactive contents in here. But the difference is, if naana siya tanan naka-embed na, iyang i-load na to tanan before ka maka-access sa mga activities. So again, dili rin na siya mo matter if we have a good internet connection. But for those nga hinay og internet connection, probably medyo muhinay good po siya gamay. Tungod kay iya pa mang i-load tanan before ka maka-access. Right? So yeah, that's how you reuse H5P content from the H5P website down to your course. So again, you can download all the activities here. You can try it yourself, and then you can edit. Then you can explore. You can actually explore the different interactive contents from the H5P website to your course. Just make sure to open it and then use the reuse button here at the lower left side, and then you can upload the file in the content bank. Okay? Sige. So let's go back. Our main discussion today is about H5P interaction, the image sequencing and image pairing. So these are just basic H5P interactive content that is good maybe for formative assessment in your class, right? So how do you, first let's have to talk about image sequencing. So how do you perform, or how do you do an image sequencing activity using H5P in your class? So instead of create a learning activity, I will be going to the content bank to create the activity. So from the course settings, I will go to content bank, and then I will add image. I will just look for image sequencing. There. So the task is very simple. You just have to arrange the images based on the given criteria. So for example, in this example, we will have a set of images. So the set of images that we will be using today is it's just planets. So we'll be we'll be sequencing the planets based on their location from the suns, from the nearest one to the farthest from the sun, right? So a title, this is a required field, image sequencing. Drag to arrange the images in the correct sequence, right? So that will be the That will be the task. Alternative task, order the planets from nearest to farthest from the sun. And then that's it. Once you have the task description, once you have the alternate task description, what you can do is just put on upload the images. Now you have to make sure that when you upload the images, that's the right sequence because the system will eventually shuffle it, right? So like for example, our task today is we are just going to arrange the planets from the nearest to farthest from the sun. So we are going to arrange it, we're going to upload the planets in such a way that planet 1 is the nearest from the sun and planet 8 is the farthest from the sun, right? So image 1, what's the planet that's nearest to the sun? It's Mercury. Not unless nabatigas, wala pa siya. So Mercury, I already prepared the images for this one. And then you have the description. Always you have to include a description. So an image description for users who cannot recognize the image, right? And then for those systems who have, like for example, text to speech functions, they can do the image description. Or what you can do is you can also upload an audio file. If you have an audio file for Mercury, you can do that. Here, there's an area wherein you can upload an audio file. This would be helpful for those students who are struggling with their in their audio. We have hearing struggles, right? So next would be Venus. So I'll just finish this one. It's the same process. Upload the image and then, add the description. Venus, Earth. Oh, sorry. And then Mars. Then we have Jupiter. Right there, nakakuha ng planets because my son, a 3-year-old toddler, is planet ko iyang ganahan. Jupiter, kalimot na gani ko, Saturn. And then, oh sorry, I guess I did not include an image for Saturn. Mars, Saturn image, and then we have Uranus. Oh, where is Uranus? And then lastly, we have Neptune. Okay, so that's it. Now that everything has been uploaded, you have the image, you have the text. Really, from here, you can just save it and then that's it, right? So, ano lang siya kadali, you have the title, task description, you upload the image, put on the image description, and that's it, save. Now, you now have an interactive content for your class. So, see? So, for image sequencing, if you'll notice, shuffled na siya by the system. And each student, they have different views in terms of unsa ang view ni student 1, unsa ang view ni student 2, ni student 3, lain-lain na sila og pagka-shuffle. So dili sila pwede makaingon nga asan ako ibutang si kan because they really have to answer it on their own. So let's arrange it. We have Mercury, we have Venus, Earth. So let's just take for example mao na ni imong answer and then check. So more na siya. So you have Neptune and Jupiter ang na-misplace, right? So you can retry if you want. You can disable retry button if you want. You can resume if you want. So depende na ni teacher on saan niya pag-setup. Now, once you're done, take note that we are just inside the content bank, right? Now, if you are decided now, okay, I will be using this particular interactive content inside my course, then what you can do from here is that you can just download this one by clicking the gear icon on the right side, download. And then from here, just go to your course page. And you can upload it using the H5P, the blue logo nga H5P. Image sequencing. And then you upload the file. If you want to set the grades, there are some H5P options that is available here on the right side. You can go ahead and set those. So what really matters is that you have the name because these are the required fields and you have the file itself. And then once you have those, you can just save and return to course or save and displays. In this case, I will be saving and return to course. So if you'll notice, take a look at the difference, right? So from this particular H5P content, naana dayon siya sa course page, which is good, right? Kay maka-interact na dayon sila students. But then again, as what I've said, if struggling sa internet connection, that could be a thing. But in this case, label lang ang makita nga, we have an H5P image sequencing activity for this particular part. And then when the students click this one, it will just basically open the content itself. So from here, they can interact now with the content. And then everything has been recorded. If you set the grade, it will be immediately go to the grade book. So question, wala ara? Yeah, because again, these are just basic, right? So if there's none, I think we can proceed now with the next H5P basic interactive content. The next one is just about image pairing. So you have two sets of images, set A and set B, and basically what the student will do is they're just going to pair the images. So there are tons of activities that you can incorporate image pairing. So in this case, I will be picking up images from the internet. Well, actually, download na ako ganina. And then the students are just gonna pair the images based on what they think is the right pair for the image. So content, and then I'm going to add an interaction image pairing, image pair. So the title would be image pair ring. Yeah, just use this. Drag images from the left to match them with corresponding images on the right. So that would be my default task description. And same with the image sequencing. So you have to upload an image, right? So for card one, the image on the left will be, let me just go back here. Download H5P files. So image pairing. So let's just say my image is a car key. And then always you have to include a description for text-to-speech functionality. And then what's the pair of this? So what's the matching image of that particular image? It's a car, right? And then if you want, you can also include a text description for that. For card two, let's just say we have the PC or the mouse. And then paired with the PC, computer. So next would be socks. These are just random images I pick up from the internet. Socks and then paired with shoes, maybe. Shoes, and then lastly we have remote paired with the TV. And that's it. So you just have two sets of images. As always, since this is image pairing, you really need to have two sets of images per card, right? So now that you have your 4 cards done, what you can do is just click save. Let's wait for it, and that's it. So from here, students can then interact with your interactive content. They can go ahead and pair the images from the left to what they think is the right image on the right for this particular example. So check. So wala usaray correct. We're going to close it, and then we're going to try it again. So for the mouse, we have the PC, the remote for the TV, socks for the shoes, and car keys for the car. And then check. Yeah, you got 4 of 4 points. So those are just examples of how we could use H5P in terms of quick formative assessment for the class. Again, there are tons of H5P interactive contents that you can incorporate, that you can include in your course. Don't limit yourself with just the basic ones. Thank you, Ma'am Alcantara and Ma'am Partosa, for really showing us how to use those kinds of H5P interactive contents. Because myself, I really haven't explored that much in terms of the H5P interactive content. So I'm only up until image pairing, sequencing. But then again, we can learn those, especially if we will deal with it, right? We cannot learn with it if we will not check it and we will not touch it and if we will not show it. So we have to visit H5P. We have to check how do we use the interactive book. It was a really nice H5P interactive content as well with the course presentation, right? So good job, Ma'am Alcantara and Ma'am Pertosa. Sir Dave, I think I'm done with my part na, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Jade. Jade is just demonstrating, as mentioned, basic, but I feel that it's a good start. Although simply siya, basic siya, but I think it's a good start to really jumpstart para makasugod ta, no? Makasugod ta nga to make our virtual classroom more interactive, to have fun. Kay mao man good, learning should be fun. So we try to make our virtual classroom more engaging, no? More engaging kay if mag-limited face-to-face, mangita tag way nga lingion gihapon ang ato ang virtual classroom bisan pa ug naay face-to-face component, and that's another story. Mas challenging na siya actually. Okay, sige, so we have 15 minutes more. We will reserve that for Q&A. You may have some inquiries, questions to be addressed, not necessarily to us, but maybe to Nila ni Ma'am Betsy. I think they're still around. And ni Ma'am In. Maybe they can give. Yes, Ma'am Jane, Booking Quito. Please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm from elementary. Wait. A moment, here, because Ma'am Inin have sa chat box, because Sir Jade was mentioned dili nang supported ang H5P kitong black background for next school year maybe, but unsay mahimo namo ani since we are using H5P last year, then this year amo lang gi-modified, but if not supported for next year, unsaon na ang H5P namo karon? Maybe there's another way that we can still use it for next school year. I don't know.
Yeah, for that, ma'am, we will try to look at ways to preserve the old H5P that was created using the black one. So it doesn't mean that it's not supported na dili na siya pwede gamiton. It's just that wala na siya in terms of update, dili na siya ma-support sa system. So in kasog na yung mga like problema or dili na siya makahimo inani nga certain nga mga activities, dili na ta ka-support ana niya. But eventually, if for example walaon na gyud ni sa Open LMS, we will find ways, ma'am, to preserve that.
Okay. Thank you for clarification, sir.
In other words, ma'am, kanimang gong mga technology mo deteriorate man gud na siya, no? So munang kinahanglang i-update. But the rule of thumb in the updates, ma-preserve gid na siya, no? Parehara gud na sa ato ang gikan ta sa Word 95, may 2000, may 2013, and then kabantay mo si 2013 na ay way nga imuhang document, imo siya siyang i-convert into para mabasa to a higher word reader. So ingon ana rasad ato ang buhaton. Although dili na siya ma-supported, naadyo na siya way nga mabalhin kanang ma-preserve, meaning mabalhin ato na siyang ma-transfer to the blue one and magamit paghihapon siya.
Yeah, and by the way, sir, just to add, if you are using the old H5P, ma'am, I think the download option is still available. So what you can do, I think, at least from now, what I can see that might be a possible solution for that is just really just to download the actual interactive content and then put it inside the content pack. Because then again, this is just an H5P file. It's the same file, the old and the new one. It's just that the activity module will not be supported, not the actual H5P file. Yes, ma'am.
Nakuyawan ni Kajut.
Okay rin na, ma'am. Okay rin na, ma'am. Dili na siya, inanak ako.
Ma'am In.
Oo. Okay rin na siya, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sige, ma'am.
Mga kuan, ma'am, mga business model nila ba?
Yeah.
Di baligya, and then naingon ani. But don't worry, ato rin ang ikuan.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Walay mangutana kung sir napabay sunod nga training para focus nga maka-learn rami og very specific strategy, no? So I will bounce back that to the principals or maybe the area coordinators kay nindot ng mas focus area na atay focus area ba like tanan science department mag-training ta and then ato ang training dili lang on the how to but really the preparation stage, no? Silang Ma'am In and the team, Ma'am Betsy and the team naa sila'y way in the preparation for sure miagi na sila anang gahutok-hutok unsaon ni para ma-illustrate ingon ana because they are redefining their content and their delivery. So bason og naatay mga ingon ana nga plano rather than of a very generic. Kay kami man gud dire like si Sir Jade every time na ay magpa H5P mangutanay mi kinsay audience kay maglisod man mi, no? Maglisod mi og unsay most relevant activity. So better gyud if focus siya. So say for example kung science na matra tanan nindot kay I can also relate myself. I teach some sort of mathematics. So makarelate ra ko kung saon ang mga strategy para focus dito ang figure, ang number, no? Language like silang Ma'am Betsy can also share how the language content could be delivered online. Sige. Kaya pa? Kaya na lang? Ma'am Preciosa.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
To everyone. Thank you kay naguna nakadaan sir nga we can invite from our soul, no, to help us, especially in a very interactive, way of teaching our children through our platform. So, especially katong I very interested sa kang Jade Montemayor kanang sequencing, especially we are sa subject namong science on life cycles.
Mao na mga life cycle, mga process, di ba?
So, it's really and also the pairing, image pairing.
Yeah. So, instead of the usual enumerate the process.
Correct. And then using the book. So we can ask your time, and sir can say available if ever in our department we would opt to ask somebody from my soul to
yes,
help us in just to focus on the interactive activities.
Yes.
Okay, it's really we feel that it's very important, especially in our subject.
Yes.
And one more thing, sir, maybe this is the right platform that I would ask. Diri ko mag-struggle sir during synchronous session because our science is allotted for 50 minutes. And then our soul at the end of you are in the height of your explanation and direct after kanabang momentum in your discussion. Nikalit ra siya again. Although there is 10 minutes na mo kuan man siya sir no mo hatag o signal nga 10 minutes left. But then again, yeah, good na sir. So even how much we encourage the children to log in back for the second time, from your 28 participants in the first login, pag second login na sir, you can expect nga ni-decrease good siya by number. So can we have that a little increase? Kay 50 minutes, magod me usually the highest number of minutes allotted in our subject. Dili siya ba possible nga ma-increase a little more? Haron the pupils would not log in back. Murag na maluya sila sir at that time nga mo log in back ba or maybe through the connection nga mag-logging or what? Kana good sir, muna akong struggle every time I have my synchronous. I always look forward, I tell my pupils, I am always looking forward to my synchronous time because this is the only time I can explain about the lesson. And then I am really teaching, I can feel that I'm really a teacher, an audio teacher. Once I have even once a week na good na mabalik for another day in that week. So I always look forward to that. But my only struggle is that when they log in back, di good sila sir mo gamay and then But then again, we have to continue until the time allotted for ends. Kana siya, sir. Can we do something about that? Thank you.
I'm not sure if I got the question, ma'am. Can we increase by the schedule of 50 minutes to like a
No,
1 hour?
increase a little more. Like 40 raman good ang kuan, sir. Di man siya kaabot og 50 minutes. Unsa na 1 hour? Less
Because
na
I
kaayo.
think we're referring to the Zoom free account.
Oh, yeah, yes.
To the Zoom free account.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. I know where you're coming from. We have some initiative na actually of recommending purchasing or subscribing a Zoom. But ato ang stand ba medyo naminaw pa manggod ta karon, ma'am. Medyo nagpaminaw pa ta kay dili unya nato ma-maximize kay mahal-mahal manggod siya. Mas mahal pa siya sa ato ang platform. Kumukuha ta og Zoom, mas mahal pa ang Zoom kaysa ani ato ang My Soul. So kinahanglan natong critically evaluate if kay bason og ma-abuse, no? Meaning sige na putag kuan kay mahimo na pud ang remote teaching basin dili ta ODL remote teaching na. So my suggestion for the meantime, ma'am, ato lang strategy. Ako man gud ma'am promoter jud ko og kanang the shorter the better. Promoter ko ana. Pwede na to putol-putulon sa para siguradong mobalik jud sila. Kani nga activity room 1 for if 40 minutes na siya, 20 minutes mauning siya nga link the first 20 minutes. And then break sa ta ha. Break sa ta kay remember of the 2020 ruling pod every 20 minutes dapat na ay screen break. Actually, gidesign gina siya sa Zoom of the 40 minutes kay mauna siya technically ang sakto for a shorter and micro learning approach. So, strategize lang siguro nato nga kani room 1, the first 20 minutes sulod mo diri and then activity 2 sulod ta diri another 20 minutes. Another option is use another tool pero mas komportable man siguro ta sa Zoom, pwede po na siya. What about the others? Yun sa man
I
sa
used
uban.
before BBB man, sir, pero kay unlimited. Pero I felt nga nag-struggle po kay kaning mga pagkuan ba login, sir, it's really difficult man compared to Zoom ba. That's what I have to. The first time I used BBB. So mga 10 minutes increase, sir, dili siya possible kay kinahanglan
Dili ma'am,
free
oo,
ra siya.
Dili man jud ta pwede anang dili siya parehas anang kuan nga pwede ko additional 1 hour lang among paliton. Dili jud ma'am. Oo. Dili
So free ra
unlimited
jud
unya.
karon.
Oh, niya medyo mahal-mahal gyud hinuon siya, no? Which I really can
Pero
understand
no
the
need for them to
university.
log in back just to complete the allotted time for the subject. Ano ba, sir?
Wala ingon ana mga murag minudo atong paliton lang sa Zoom nga additional 1 hour wala jud siya ma'am. It's either zero or it's either free and subscribe, and then the subscribe really is a little bit expensive.
Yeah, we understand that it's very expensive, but then kung naihangyo ma-complete one login lang unta. Because sayang mapud if we will not log in back, wala nimo ma-end ang class properly. And then give another activity for the asynchronous the following day like that ba. But then, okay sir, thank you for that.
Thank you ma'am. Thank you ma'am. Any other questions? What about the others? Yun sa uban katong kay kita man jud tanan wala man tay mga we are using the free account during synchronous. Yun sa uban during your synchronous activity.
Same ra sir, balik lang.
Balik lang.
Ayun, if kuan ang mahitabo sa amo sa math kay usually drills man me. So ang mahitabo gyud katong mobalik katurang na questions ingon ana. There are times nga ingon ana nga amorang ikat like i-design lang ang asynchronous ng 40 minutes and then the last 10 minutes will be for feedbacking and question and answers from the pupil. So if there are no questions,
then pwede ra sila di na mo balik. I mean, we give them that option sometimes.
Yeah.
But lami gud noon tong
Straight.
mahurot na lang yeah. Or putlo na lang na mo daan in the middle kato imong
Yeah.
gingon na 20 and then mo balik para dili siya murag dili mi magpanic anang mag-countdown bitaw siya. So we kibali i-plan where we cut it rather than wait for it to like na i-countdown. Murag na mas maybe ang attitude ba nimo nga ikaw mo control sa situation nga to cut it in between rather than just wait for the countdown.
That's true. Kana siya ma'am, pwede gina siyang strategy. I did that also no in especially kung groupings. I set several kuan and then pag 20 minutes cut or 30 minutes cut para dili siya si tawag ani stressful kakita ka sa 10 nga mo end na siya. You control na lang the kuan. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Any other questions? 1 minute. And I think there's none. Again, feel free to connect. That's what I do when taas ang discussion. Yeah. Putulon na lang jud and then para like maingon ta. Oh, at this juncture, let's just end in this session and then let's have a break, toilet break. And then I posted another link for you to come back for the second part of our session. Something like that. No? Nga na siguro for sure si Ma'am Eunice. Sige, so I think kung wala na tayo questions and mga sharing, that's the end of our whole day activity. It's gonna a long day to all of us, but from Seoul, let us know asa mi pwedeng musulod in terms of improving our ODL delivery. Kinahanglang ma-master na to gamay ang ODL kay inig limited face-to-face. Kung naa naman gani tayo limited face-to-face, lahi na po na siyang istorya. Lahi na pong istorya ng limited face-to-face kay high flex naman na siya nga modality and then lahi na po na siya unsaon na to pagkuha sa interactivity in terms of engaging them during a limited face-to-face. Kung natay plano, no, of course we all have planned to go back to the limited face-to-face, but for now ato lang i-improve gamay ang interaction and interactivity sa tuang virtual classroom. Myla, Patron, any last word or closing remarks?
Mag-close camera ko ha kay maulaw ko sa akong test ron. Sir, daghang salamat kaayo. Thank you to the Seoul team on behalf of the College of Education, the SBE, the elementary school. Daghan jud kaayong salamat for all the commitment and hard work. Kani siya sa tinuod lang wala gyud namo ni siya giingnan si Sir gyud ang ni-reach out namo. So kana lang yun no, kanang nangita sila sa panginahanglan, which is really a sign of commitment to their work and kana bitang, what do you call that? Kanang malasakit, no? Genuine nga malasakit sa ilahang colleagues. So I hope that, I'm sure that everybody is going to take away something good today. Ako po, sir, ug naay sunod ani mo apil ra gihapon ko kay learning ra gyud sir, learning in progress. So daghang salamat Sir Dave and the
welcome ma'am, and daghang salamat kaayo ninyo for all your enthusiasm to attend this. As we mentioned again, if naamoy mga need based nga very specific lang, please let us know, no, magtabanganay ta on how to design kay every time na ami inquiry on the training, amo ginang tun-an actually, no, amo na siyang tun-an and then designing the content on how to make it more relevant and appropriate in our class. So better nang need-based kung sa inyong gustong mahibalan kay aron very focused lang. And then we can invite Ma'am Betsy and Ma'am Gladys. para sila na to ang mga champions, no? Nindot yun ang naay mga champions kay kuan para daghang tag reference. Sige, so daghang salamat for joining. We are inviting actually mga every week, every Wednesday session, mga micro learning session every Wednesday. Shorter na siya, mga 40 to 1 hour. Katong amo ang mga gipang share. It may not necessarily be all are relevant to your level, but pwede na tong point of reference nga maminaw ta. So, daghang salamat.
Thank you, Sir Dave.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, teachers.
Yes.